we doing tonight? Just cleared my throat a little bit and it feels like I have to cough again. It's these dang allergies. Wow, the chat box appears to be working now. It was not just a little bit ago. That is interesting. Need to find a better way to mute the mic. How is it going tonight? OXO stopped by earlier. Did the time change? Sure, it was 11:30 before. Yeah, probably where you are at. I usually start an hour-ish early. I usually start the half hour. But yeah, tonight was going to be an hour later. Oh, but you're still here, so that works out. Brienne's also here early. Well, I'm a little late getting on, but... And again, my stream keeps telling me there's no one watching. So, if you guys are out there, let me know how you're doing, and I'll keep doing this the way that I'm supposed to. Demon Rage is here as well. So, I'm not quite sure if I like the way the chat box is set up. This is new this time. And I'm just making changes as I go along. It's just kind of one of those days where I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to try some new things, see how they work. I like the old school theme, it's just you can't see it. If I go to this, now that's probably going to break it. Okay, there we go. Now that font's small. Let's see, it's probably going to reset everything if I go through here. I know you guys are very patient with me as I get started. Not quite sure. Now let's try that. What's good to you, but you're not in the driver's seat. Yeah, that's always something. You guys are not necessarily the biggest backseat drivers. So I guess I just need to make this box bigger. It looks tiny to me. It depends on what you're watching on, actually. If you're watching on your phone, it probably looks fine. But if you're watching on your... if you're watching on your computer or a larger screen, probably looks fine, but your smaller screens, such as your smaller cell phones, obviously not the latest and greatest ones. Yeah, so always looking forward to making improvements here. Definitely looking to see how this works out. So a lot of people for a long time have been telling me that I need to try to get Streamlabs OBS. And I've been using the regular version of OBS. It's been working a lot more reliably than their program has. But for Mac users, it's never been the most reliable. So in this case, I'm using the beta version of Streamlabs OBS for Mac. And it's working okay-ish. Last time I couldn't get the chat box to work at all, so that's why I got on. I delayed the stream thinking it was going to take me longer to get that figured out, but it just, as I said, it just started working, so good deal here. To give you an idea of what we're going to stream today, here is the system that I'm going to fire up here. Watching on a 5-inch phone. That's right, that's some nostalgia right there. I'll probably reboot that when we get through here, but first, this is a PlayStation I got from a garage sale a while back, and I've been wanting to premiere on the stream at some point because I want to go through the memory card. It came with a red transparent memory card, and I want to see what's on it first. Kind of like, I don't know what I'm going to find, so we'll take a look at the memory card here in just a second, but let's just take a look at the nostalgia. That is the PlayStation menu. I thought today would be appropriate because obviously the PlayStation 5 comes out this week, and we'll talk about that a little bit. But going back through the chat, Demon Rage asked how y'all's evening is going. That's great. At least mine's going good. It's been a eventful, eventful couple of days for me. I actually am just, not just getting over Sunday. It got a lot better, but Friday and Saturday, about 48 hours, I suffered through food poisoning. So. I may be looking a little bit thinner. It's because I probably lost about 20 pounds just in that. I haven't actually weighed myself to figure that out yet. But I can tell you guys how that experience was going. OXO says, all good in the UK, at least at your household. That's good. You guys didn't just go through an election, though, so as far as I know. Or maybe you have. I actually, somewhat of a typical American, I don't pay attention. Oh, so Brandon is watching on the 5-inch phone. Hopefully you're seeing everything in there pretty good. I can't make out, like for me, I probably have a little bit bigger view than you guys on the regular stuff. Let me pop open a bigger window. I'm going to ask how you guys are doing, though. Glad to see things are going well. And here we go. Might have to mute it so you don't hear it twice. Wow, that ultra low latency works out because that was very close to what I was doing. Yeah, so it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Your name is tiny. Demon Rangers is a little bit too, so I mean, it's just for me. My old eyes can't see it that well. I'm only broadcasting in 720/60, so if I can get that faster internet connection that's supposed to come here, I hope to do 1080/60, so we'll see as the time goes on there. Play some Musha. Visiting your mom in Florida during the election season. LOL, I was expecting more chaos and wanted to be with her. Oh, okay, yeah. Heading back to Portland, Oregon. Well, security job in Portland. Hey, there's probably no shortage of people who need security in Portland. Never a dull moment. Thanks for stopping in, by the way. It's Always Sunny. I haven't welcomed everyone, but I've just been kind of responding to your comments. Kind of locked down over here as of last Thursday, really. Okay. Yeah, we're probably heading in the same direction. My guess is after January 20th. All the shops reclosed again, yeah. Play some Need for Speed. You know what, Brand? That is one that I have picked out to play, but I do have a special surprise to play. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the memory card on this thing. I have not seen the contents of this memory card before. This is going to be a complete surprise to me. What is that? Anyone see what game that is? That's all the same game. That's a little disappointing. I'm obviously going to have to delete something out of here so I can do some game saves. Abe. They were playing Abe. Is that Abe's Odyssey? Oh, and I forgot too. You don't use the left and right directional pads to navigate this menu. You use up and down to scroll side to side. Sony, I don't know what they were thinking. Wow. 111 hours into a PlayStation 1 game? I didn't spend that on Final Fantasy VII, and I played the heck out of that game. Jeez Louise. I almost don't want to... You know what? I almost don't want to delete these saves because I can back them up on my Dex drive. Well, I can delete 52 hours? Holy cow. Yeah, I'm going to delete this, the older files. Just so I have some room there, yep, and then they all kind of move down here. I should be capturing this. Just because I know eventually I'm going to have to show off what this is. Look at those cool, rad 90s colors they have going on here. I'm not going to delete all the game saves. I'm just going to delete some of them. I have no idea how long this game is. That is insane that this person who owned this PlayStation before me had hours upon hours of game saves from that. If they're watching the stream, they're probably cringing, going, no, I worked so long for that. Well, you shouldn't have sold me your PS1. What was the max again? 111 hours. I just need to free up some space. I'm not quite sure how much I'm going to need here. This game takes one memory card block. This game takes one memory card block. This one probably takes up more than one. Nope, that one only takes one. This one only takes one. And the last one, which is a maybe, only takes one. I didn't grab Need for Speed, but I will go back and grab that during a break because that is one I wanted to play and I forgot to grab it. That was one I was going to grab. Spawn on PS1 was not bad, if you remember. I don't have Spawn on PS1, I don't think. I think I have it for... I'll have to get back to you on that. I don't remember what I have that on. I know I have a Super Nintendo version, but I don't remember what disc I have. Really dislike this PS1 menu. Mine has gray tiles. Really? Oh yeah, Siphon Filter was a good one. Alright, I think I've cleaned up 3, 6, 7, 8 blocks out of this memory card. If I need to delete more, I will. But here's the game, folks. And Forgive me, I'm going to turn off the chat box for just a second when I switch over to this. But here's the deal. This weekend, I bought the most expensive PlayStation 1 game. It's the most expensive game in my collection. It was only because you guys mentioned it to me. This is what we're starting with. Give you guys a second to admire. This is a complete in box. Actually, I didn't check to see if the warranty card is in with the manual, but this is the original case. I know I'm kind of checking it out the monitor as I go. This is Klonoa 1. And if you guys remember, a little while ago, I actually debuted this little gem, which I assume that these two games were shown at the same time. I have Klonoa 2, which is cheaper, a lot cheaper than Klonoa 1. I didn't realize that it was actually, I didn't realize it was a good deal until after I left the store because it was expensive. It's the most expensive game I've purchased to date. And I didn't realize how good of a deal I got on it until I got home and I found out how much this game goes for complete inbox online. And I actually forgot what that is. If anyone wants to look that up for me, I'm sure I'll find it too, but it's also on the Wii. So this is the PlayStation 1 version. Yeah. So the complete price of this is not what I paid for it. I actually paid closer to the loose price. I don't know why. I mean, it's except for maybe it might be missing the warranty card. I guess I'll have to share with that later. But another thing too is that I've been visiting a lot of these stores. It's actually a former rental. As you can tell, they put their sticker on the front of it. So does that bring the value down? I don't think it should. There's some people out there saying, don't take the stickers off because it'll make it be worth more money one day. I'm like, oh, I like mine to look nice. So here we go. One of the most expensive. One of the most expensive games out there. We're going to try it out on here. Thanks, Demon Rage. Thanks, It's Always Sunny. Your retails on the US PS1 and on later PAL PS1 fat consoles. Yeah, this console is actually, it's one that has the serial port on it. And it has the wider port for cartridges. I'm only confused because my super chat widget should have went off. Last time I wasn't patient enough. There it is. Thanks, Mackenzie, and thanks for Ring Fit Master for that awesome donation. I appreciate that. So yes, folks, super chat is a real thing, and will start showing up on here. So if you do a donation, that will show up. I'm kind of excited for it. Just because I've been wanting to do something like that for a while. There was another... You like the music on there? For Klonoa? So yeah, this looks almost exactly like the PlayStation 2 version, except for obviously there's some trickery going on here. The graphics are... at least the sprites look 2D. The characters do. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a 2.5D game. Kind of like what you would see a lot of on the... you see a lot of this style on the Sega Saturn because they did sprites so well. And technically they used distorted sprites for 3D polygons, at least textures. So, yeah. I didn't know they made games like this for the PlayStation. Apparently nobody else did either. Oh no, this isn't Ridge Racer. No, it is not. I am kind of excited for this, though. I'm just checking out the demo to see if the controls... If I remember, the controls took a little bit of getting used to, because you really expect a platformer to allow you to jump on things, and in this game I keep forgetting that it will hurt you if you do. Kind of like 2.5D Mortal Kombat. Yeah, you got it. You got it always, Sonny. Alright, let's go ahead and try this out. Well, obviously we got to do a new game. This will access the memory card. Well, thanks for letting me know. Probably in case you didn't have it already plugged in. There's no game save file. Would I like to? Why not? I just cleared off somebody's Abe data for this. Please enter your name. Oh, it's so fancy. Am I gonna hit the character limit? Kinda sounds like a carnival. It's gonna be close. And here I can't talk and do this at the same time. Oh, no numbers. Well, we'll just do player then. Come on, did they know that YouTubers are going to be streaming in this year 2020? Please set my options. Okay, jump. Okay, good. It's like a... yeah, I like that. Adjust screen. This will adjust the screen placement. Stereo sound, which is what we're broadcasting, so yeah, that'll be good. Finished saving. Here we go, this is Klonoa. It's not the most expensive PlayStation 1 game. If I say that, I apologize, but it is the most expensive in my collection, so one of the most expensive PlayStation 1 games. And this does look like an FMV, I think. Definitely some Japanese influences here. I stand corrected. Mid-90s Japanese influences here. Ooh. You know what? I didn't know anything about Klonoa, Ringfit / Mackenzie. I didn't know anything about Klonoa. You guys are the ones who turned me onto this series. I liked the one for the PlayStation 2, and I figured I'm probably never going to see a game like this in a store like that again, so I figured I'll get it. And if I didn't like it, I was going to sell it and help fund my PlayStation 5. Sorry, I know the volume was probably up on that if you didn't hear that. But yeah, no, I didn't know that was an exclusive for the PlayStation, because Namco was rivals with Sega. What did Sega ever do to tick off Namco? Probably had something to do with the TurboGrafx. Hugh Pow. Bell Hill. Is that supposed to be like Sonic's Emerald Hill? Price charting lists the PAL version at £100 complete, yeah. Can you see the US prices on there? Sega and Namco are very close rivals. Oh, Ridge Racer and Sega. Okay, yeah, I can see that. So, yeah, definitely some 2D sprite work, which, by the way, the PlayStation can also handle sprites very well. But from what I understand, it handles 3D stuff better. Oops, see? I keep wanting to... I gotta grab something to hit him with. Oh. Can I grab him? Yes, okay. That's what I was doing wrong. Oh, I know what I need to do. Sorry, I'm relearning how to play this game as I go here. Ah, that didn't make it at all. Okay. Let's try third time's the charm here. Hey. We're firing on all cylinders now. The, ooh. Well, I feel like I should be able to grab that, shouldn't I? Or am I mistaken? Okay. That's like a checkpoint, I think. Oh. Well, there goes a life already. Oh yeah, they definitely got the art style down in this last one. This is a lot better start than This is a lot better start than Klonoa 2 had. I thought Klonoa 2 had a very dark opening for some reason. Like it was dark, stormy, and rainy, which, by the way, I guess that would have been a good one for today, because we had a tornado warning earlier today. Thankfully, just seemed like people were overreacting, so... The radar indicated threat. Whenever I hear that, I don't think that there's actually a tornado on the ground. There we go. Oh yeah, I was moments away from earning a heart back, too. More time? I didn't even realize, is there a timer in here? Oh. Nice. Ooh, I feel like I almost didn't make that jump. Good. I haven't heard like the disk drive fire up too much with this game either. Up is zero bad guy. Old man, how dare you go through my tower without even saying hello? Hold it right there. Does that sound like an old man? US is like 270 complete. Hey Jimmy Faye, welcome to the stream. Apology accepted. He's Baloo. Baloo the Mason. I'm used to Baloo the Bear. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know her either. She's the legendary diva who sings the song of rebirth. Kids these days. I find myself saying that a lot more often. I must be getting old. Old and crotchety. There you guys can at least see my face a little bit. There we go. Saturn does 2D and 3D better than the PS1? The 3D part's a little tough. It does, I will say it does quads better. However, the Sonic having the unique console, having two processors, made it very difficult for programmers to utilize it. Yeah, so it had the potential to, but again, it does 2D better than 3D. And then what I was saying with the PlayStation 1 is the PlayStation 1 does 3D better than 2D. Does that make sense? More like old and wiser. Like Yoda. Play Klonoa, I will. Spend too much on video games, I must. I know that's a terrible impression. Sounds more like Kermit the Frog here. Oh yeah, Panzer Dragon 2? Definitely. I agree with that, Brian. Alright, I didn't pay attention to any of that, so I'm assuming I'm good to go, right? We're moving. Oh, come on. Oh, I missed it. I missed it again. So I'm... Oops. Hang on. There, oh. I hit it, but I have to press the button again. It's actually kind of strange how challenging that actually is. It's just 2-button controls, but enough to keep me simple to pick up, difficult to master. Do I have to throw it up there at the top? Oh, I know what I need to do. Okay, hang on. Let's do this. Let's get up here. I'm sure there's got to be something up here I can pick up and throw, right? Oh, it's all the way down here. So I can't grab those things, it doesn't look like. Oh, golden heart. Wonder what that... Excuse me, I wonder what that was supposed to do. Ooh, now I'm on top of the windmill. I'm on top of the windmill. Is all that is? I just went down a bonus path? Oh, crying out loud. Ah, got it anyway. Okay, again, I don't know what that does. I have no idea what I'm doing most of the time in this game, but it looks good. And it plays well. I have the feeling, though, back in the day, if I had played this game, I would have been particularly critical of it. And that's mainly because I've been like, oh, well, N64 could do full 3D, but this is all the PlayStation can do. Like, that would have been my thought process as a kid. Seeing it as an adult, I still like it. I'm like, why not? It's fun. Wait a minute. I feel like I just went in a circle. Anybody else feel like that? I think I'm going the wrong way. Okay, so that would have been if I went the regular direction. There we go. Nothing up there. Vision 1-1 clear. Yep, so that was the first level. Alright. Interesting. Always pass on what you have learned. Been doing that with your nephews? Yep. I did that with my nephew a little bit too. I told you a while ago, I said that to he, I gave him the Sega Genesis so that he could play it. And he just gave it back to me not so long ago. That was a sad moment. I gave it to him when he was 8. He returned it when he was 18. It's like, alright, now I need a PS5. And if you guys knew what he sounded like, that is a terrible impression, but he does talk like that sometimes. I gotta tell you, the art style of this game is, oh yeah, I want to save, why not? It's free, isn't it? It doesn't cost me extra to save my data, does it? It's not DLC. Games like Vagrant Story on PS1 look amazing. I liked that one. I think, well, Spyro and Crash are kind of the gold standard for clean-looking games on that system. Games that I say have no business being on this system. Okay, I knew this guy. Look at the art style here. Look at the... Oh, I can't go back. Yep, nope. Come on. Get over here. Like the glowing walls. Look nice? Fine. I do like... Oh! Oh, I was just about to say, I do like having that jump that keeps me from falling in the pit. Dang, the disrespect. I guess you know what the new technology, nothing wrong with that. Yeah, like I said, so but it worked out because then I started doing the Ultimate Sega Genesis review, and I was able to play a lot of those games. I'm gonna go this way. This way look easier. Oh, he has a shield. Doesn't he look like Pikachu a little bit? Oh. Probably some sort of inspired design. Again, I feel like Willy Wonka on the Chocolate Factory when he says, "We have no earthly way of knowing in what direction we are going." Okay, that's a little dark for me to see. Oops. It is on this. It is on the TV too, so it's not just the. Whoops. Oh, I know what I needed. I want to get my heart back. Come here. No. You're coming with me. There we go. At least we got some of my heart back. Our style reminds me of Mario and Luigi games. Very charming. Actually, yeah, Yoshi's Island. I got kind of got a Yoshi's Island vibe there. All right, I'm gonna move over to this TV now. So I do get some moves here. Tell you the truth, this was something I didn't like as much in Crash Bandicoot 4. It seems like they have a lot of on-rails segments for that game, and I kept thinking, like, man, that's such an outdated concept, on-rails part of the game. And Ratchet and Clank does it too, but I'm not the biggest fan of that. Worked well in this game, though. Well, the changing weather patterns, that would have been a... Changing weather patterns would have been a nice thing. That's not something you saw in a lot of Super Nintendo games halfway through the game. Come on. It's a bit more difficult to do than I thought. Anybody know what that's for? That's gonna hit me. I have no idea why I'm collecting those things. I just know I'm collecting them, it seems like, for a reason. There's obviously a place to go there, but I always like exploring. I feel like this is going to take me out of this area and I'm missing something important. Holy cow, that's a big one. So again, I'm collecting these things, have no idea why I'm collecting them. Out of my way. So that was a hidden area I was supposed to go to. Can I? I can't jump out there. But there's got to be a way to get out there some way. So it goes back and forth between raining and not. Sunny and... I'm very confused on where I'm supposed to go. Oh, this is where I was at before. I said there's probably a way of getting there. Ah. Alright, so I need to pick up this guy. Pikachu's cousin here. Yeah, not sure what the clocks are for either. Like I said, I'm just going through and collecting stuff. So the goal is to make this worth it. I have to play this game as much as I would play an Xbox Series S, because it costs about the same, right? Oh, how did I miss that? Oh. I still missed it. Well, I feel like I want to go up there. So somehow I have to not hurt myself. So that should knock that over. Hey, JC, welcome to the stream. This song come with me in your world of pure imagination, yep. If you want to see paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. I don't know if that hurt me, but I'll just keep doing it. I know I'm probably offending some people out there going, how dare you? I tried to go for the hearts and that's what killed me. So if you listen to JC, this is Klonoa 1 for the PlayStation 1, and we've been talking about how, basically, it is insane to collect this game. It is by far the most expensive retro game I have collected to date. That includes my Neo Geo finds, by the way. I have not spent as much on a Neo Geo game as I did on this game. I didn't pay what the list price was for it. And again, because I didn't know, I just knew it was expensive, so I'm like, when I got it, I'm like, oh. There we go. Boom. Taking the easy way out. Gene Wilder was such an amazing actor. You know, I found a video out there, another YouTuber, if you guys want to take a look at it. It's called Gene Wilder and the Art of Reacting Naturally. And it is a fantastic video if you are a fan of this. Hey, Pandelic, welcome to the stream. If you're a fan of his work at all, I would definitely recommend that. This game is Klonoa for the PlayStation 1. I don't have enough room for my chat at the moment and the game disc, but this is the game I'm playing. And this is on the PlayStation 1. Think you'd rather have this than a Neo Geo game? It hasn't been disappointing so far. It's actually not bad. I don't think it's worth the price, but I guess I shouldn't say that because I paid for it. I need to put this in like a lockbox at a bank. I don't think I can keep this at my house. I have consoles that are not as that aren't worth as much as this game. The majority of my consoles are not actually. That includes my Xbox One S. I can't allow you to save the world with your silly Song of Rebirth. But yeah, I guess the part that I was thinking of, whenever I have no idea where to go in a video game, I always think of that song that Willy Wonka sings. I don't think any game is worth this much. Yeah, Brian, I kind of agree with you. It caught me at a mood where I was like, you know what? I can play the game, and if I don't want to keep it, I can resell it for what I paid for it, and or even make a modest margin on it, and still be fine. I'd like to think this is a local find, though, because this was a previous rental, so maybe that lowered the value a little bit. But I did not pay... What is it? The price I saw was $303. That seems a bit high to me. $250 sounds about the right price that this game goes for. You basically got a hard limit of £100. Yeah. And only if the game's really... Or 100 euros. I might have said pounds on that earlier, sorry. But only if it's really good, yeah. Arcade machines. I would pay for that. I think just because it's rare and it's good. It's one of those rare games that not a lot of people bought, and it's good and more sought after now than it was back in the day. It's the same with any of those games. Like Conker's Bad Fur Day was like that for a while, even though I was shocked. Conker's Bad Fur Day should never, ever be up over $100. And it was like that for the longest time, till eventually it finally came down. Let's see what it's at now. Yeah, Conker's Bad Fur Day is back up to $80. And that could be true, but they sold enough copies of Conker's Bad Fur Day for it not to be worth over $100 loose. And it's been re-released now in a couple of different forms, so that's kind of the same thing I keep thinking of. Sorry, I'm not even paying attention to the story, I'm just checking up chat on this now. But yeah, Red Dog, I think that's the reason why it's so far up there. It's just because not a lot of people own it, and it's more sought after now. I do think this is usually a game, instead of buying, I would usually just get the ISO of and then emulate it. Or, if I was so inclined, I would love to get one of those PSIO devices that lets you play games off an SD card. Okay, so this is a boss fight, and I should have been paying attention because it's probably going to tell me how to beat it. Oh, there we go. Take that. Someone, is he gonna turn around? Come on, turn around. Turn around, every now and then I get a little bit lonely. Oh. Thought there was someone right behind him. Turn around, bright eyes, every now and then I fall apart. There we go. It's one of those kinds of nights. I just feel like, any song that pops into my head, I'm gonna start singing. Oh, he's invulnerable still. That would have ended it right there. That's right. That's how you do that one. That was actually pretty fun. I like that whole idea of just spinning around a 2D environment. Hey, 8-Bit, sorry I missed your comment there a little bit ago, but yeah. Hello to you as well. Welcome to the stream. Adrian, also welcome to the stream. Your limit for the games is Paper Mario, the 1,000-Year Door. Yeah. Even then, I don't think that game's worth as much as they're charging for it. All they need to do is just make a Switch port, and that game will plummet in value. Because it'll just be the hardcore collectors that want it. I understand for games that are exclusive to those old systems, and if you're a gamer now and you've played all the new stuff and you want to try to some of the earlier things, I kind of get that. That's probably why some people get into retro gaming. Hey, Monstrous Ross. I'm going to call you Ross. Yes, this is a fun and exciting game. This is Klonoa for the PlayStation 1. In fact, I got an idea here. While this is still playing out here, I'm going to get away from there just a second. Because I usually have a picture of the console where the chat is, and I bet you I can still fit it in there. Yeah, that'll work. But it's probably going to be a lot smaller than it was. So yeah, let's get the game on here. And we'll enjoy the 90s era synth music. This sounds like a mod tracker file, which is probably not too far off. You guys are into mod tracker music. Now I have that song stuck in my head. And I need you now tonight. And I need you more than I need to be careful when I sing that song, though, because if you guys have any of you seen the movie Old School with Will Ferrell and I can't think of his other name, not Owen Wilson. Anyway, Will Ferrell and Vince Vaughn. I can't think of the other guy's name. But anyway, they have a version of that song in there that has some bad words into it. So every once in a while, I'll let the bad word rip out of there. And I'm trying not to do that on stream. Why is it so hard to find a picture of a console? Part of the thing is too, it's got to be able to be used. So it can't be copyright. Well, there's a Wikipedia image. Those are usually good. And I need you more than ever. 1,000-Year Door is more, one more game to me. Sorry, it's more than a game to you. It's the last game you're... Oh, that's a touching story. I'm sorry to hear that about your grandpa, but yep. That's one of those things where, like, that's for me, it's Spyro the Dragon 2. That's a game my grandma got me, and that is one I will always cherish because now that she's passed away, it's one of those things I'm going to keep forever. Same thing with Doom 2. And I think I said that story before on the channel. But Doom 2, my grandma, who was very strictly religious growing up, got me a game called Doom 2. Alright, so that's going to hide the chat box. I may have to make the chat box smaller, or just kind of hide this off on the margin. Does that work? So professional. I had all this stuff all planned out to be like, alright, I'm going to do this tonight. I'm not going to pause for like 20 minutes and adjust my stream midstream. What in the world just happened there? Right before I did that, this all moved. I gotta tell you, OBS has its quirks. I can't be too picky because it actually works. The other program I was using would not work most of the time. And I know you can enter in this thing called studio mode, but who has time for that? According to Sweet Brown, ain't nobody got time for that. See, there it moved again. There we go. So let's move my... Yeah, that's fine. So there you go, that's the game I'm playing. That's a big PlayStation, you are correct. Alright. Perhaps, then again, maybe not. I'm not paying attention to the story, I'm just playing. That is one thing that this game has more so than, like, Crash. There's a lot of reading and dialogue in this game. And I'm sure I should be paying attention to this, but I'm not. Look at that sprite scaling. That's next gen. That was a great game. Having on your PlayStation Classic will do just fine, yes. I don't know if this game's not available out there very easily. I should try to see if I can archive this game. It's probably still copyrighted, though. I don't think they'll let you archive that stuff. There is a version on the Wii, though. Somebody told me that, too. I actually haven't seen it. I've never seen any of these games up until you guys mentioned it on stream. Then, like, 2 weeks later, I saw it in a retro game store, so I bought it. Klonoa 2, anyway. Deep in the Dying Forest. So I bought it, excuse me. There's gotta be a way to... As I said, there's gotta be a way to do that better so I can not be hidden behind this, but, ooh. That's a difficult concept. Forgot what I was saying right before this. Ooh. Come on. A lot of quick button mashing that needs to happen here. Aww. I can still get him. Oh, I shouldn't have got room. Okay. Okay, so I can grab those. I tried to do that earlier and I couldn't. Don't know what I just grabbed there, but that seems important. I was going to say, am I going to fall down to an oblivion? Leaf and lily pads. Ah. That's right. I need to grab a literal Easter egg. Oh, I slid. Another one come out. Still don't know why I'm grabbing those, but apparently I grabbed a whole bunch of them for some reason. Okay, I can take enemies in here. Again, I don't know where I'm going, but... Oops. See? There it is again. I tried to grab it, and it wouldn't let me grab it. You guys remember... Oh, I can't remember what that thing's called. Lone Star Runner? Homestar Runner? Yeah. There we go. Where one of the characters in that thing decides to make a... Just come on. Turn back the other way. Am I stuck? There we go. I was gonna say. But he says he's gonna make one of those text adventure games where he says, "Yep, I gotta be able to figure this one out." There we go. That took some precise timing. But his text adventure game is gonna be something like oops. Stop. Klonoa says question mark. Guard intruder. Good question, Demon Rage. I have no idea when that came out for the Wii. That's... I just read that that's a big PlayStation again. That made me laugh again. Election and pandemic have been crazy. That is true. Very glad to... Whoops. Very glad, though, that we're coming down the backside of it. At least we have game consoles this year that we can buy and spend our money on. That's interesting. Okay. Oh yeah, Metal Slug 3. If I can get Metal Slug 3 for my AES for the same price I played for this game, I would buy that in a heartbeat as well. Even though it's still expensive. Yeah, this one of those, but that's alright. I'm hoping those are worth it for some reason. I have the feeling I can do something more out here. Nope. Can't do that yet. Really? Aha. Easter eggs, eh? Okay. Got one. Gotta grab another one of these. Oh. See, I'm gonna die. There we go. There we go. That brings me back some health. I still need to grab one of those. Oh, nope. Maybe one of these. Okay, hopefully that has to... The great thing about these enemies is that they let you have multiple attempts at grabbing them, which is how it should be. Again, this game's rated E for everyone, so it's probably going to be kids playing this game most likely, but I don't mind it. It's definitely still fun. So I'm going to pause for a second to catch up on the chat here. House of the Dead 1 and 2. Oh, that's a good one. I should play that on the stream sometime. I do have my Wii hooked up down here. The name gave it away. The Wii version's cheaper, but it's still fairly expensive. Is it? I actually didn't look at the price for that one. How much is the Wii version? I've already X'd out of it, so I don't know. Is it more than a new Wii game would cost? Like $60. Is it more than that? Didn't take away from the fact that it's a fabulous game, though. Yeah, that's why I said it's one of the few games where I'm like, oops. It's one of the few games where I said, you know, sometimes a game is expensive only because it's rare and not because it's any good. Thankfully, this game kind of has a little bit of both. Yeah. Oh, come on now. Come on now. Oh, I almost saved that and I walked right off. Wii version's about 60 euros, so yeah, that'd probably be about what it was when it was new. Alright. And I missed it that time, but that's okay. What it is about this leaf, but this one really makes me angry. Really gives me the anxiety. Okay, this guy is going to be single-handedly responsible for me dying again. Pooh. Which Pooh? Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh. So I said it's one of those nights. I'm not necessarily extremely tired, but just tired enough to where if any old song pops into my head, I'm going to sing it out loud. I also saw a meme earlier today that said something about, this is going to be tough. That said something about, this was my version of Disney Plus, and it shows a whole bunch of the, I don't like this. I don't like it, I don't like it, I need an adult. Why did I move with it? Alright, now I'm starting to get frustrated. But anyway, it showed a whole bunch of Disney VHS tapes, and it said this was my Disney Plus back in the day. And I related to it. It showed like those huge, what do they call them, clamshell VHS cases, the ones that could instantly get destroyed if a... Oh, I need the instant replay on that one. I'm pretty sure I just fell through the leaf. Oh, he turns midstream. Alright, I got an idea here. Let's just knock you up. Oh, yeah, this is some precise platforming. This is not something we got a lot of in this generation. I mean, things like Crash Bandicoot would offer that a little bit, but... Okay, there's a heart there. Which probably means I'm gonna die getting it. Is that get life or die trying? Okay. I have no idea what's happening here, but it looks like I got another rail part coming up. Once played a 2D isometric racing game on the Neo Geo. It's pretty good. Really? I should have to look that one up. It's probably on my multi-cart. Neo Drift Out? Possibly. I don't think I played that. Hey Ryan, welcome to the stream. Is this game any good? Supposedly a cult classic. I'm enjoying it. It's definitely not a game I would have, been leaping to get to the stores for back in the day. But I enjoy it now more than I would have back then. Still owns a Commodore 64? Gosh, that's like one of my dream computers to get. I have a whole bunch of stuff for the Commodore 64 in preparation of actually owning one. And I technically do have a Commodore 64 that does not work. I need to get one that works. Klonoa reminds me of World of Illusion with Mickey Mouse. Kind of, yeah. You know what? Kind of seems like a natural evolution of that game, doesn't it? If they made a game like that on the PlayStation. As I said, there's not very many racing games on the Neo Geo. I guess there's the, what's the motorcycle racing one that's on there? I actually have the copy of that one. But then again, that's not an isometric racing game. That's a false 3D perspective one, a raster racer, if I wanted to call it like something like that. Gladius, eh? Oh, that's the end of the level. Okay. I thought there was going to be something else I had to do here. I thought I was ready for another... Right, yeah, it wasn't over top. Nope. This game allows you to save a lot, but I remember there was like this huge thing about not saving too much to your memory card, because eventually the memory save stuff will lose its ability to save again. Again, this memory card's over 20 years old, and it has nothing but Abe saves on it, so... Ooh. Ross, that is a great question. Best fighting game on the NES. I'm partial to Bloody Roar 2, but best? I don't know if I call it best. Oh, jeez. That escalated quickly. Aw. Okay, I just need to get the pattern down for them. Ooh. Now I'm running again. Klonoa, the waterfall. What? Whoa. It's flowing backwards. Yeah, that's a nice trick. Has anyone shown how the water looks on the PS5 and the Xbox Series X? Does the water look more realistic than the previous generation? That's something we don't do anymore to see if games are... Come on. There we go. Still no idea why I'm collecting those, but they're there. They gotta be there for a reason, right? The game developers just wouldn't put anything into their game, would they? Oh, that's gonna kill me. I didn't even see, do I have a limited amount of lives? I do, I only have 2 lives left. We may be playing this till I run out of lives. Now I can't get that stuff again. Alright. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Oh! Still got him. Oh. Okay. Again, it's kind of hard to judge exactly. I'm gonna land there. There we go. Down behind the waterfall. Kind of like in Last of the Mohicans. The only reason why I say that is because it didn't work out too well for the Mohicans. If you can judge anything by the title. Ah, I wasted that. And there's many exits, so I don't know where I'm going here. Played it in a museum. They also had Outrunners, favorite game. 2-button tournament fighters are really janky. What do you mean by fighting game? Beat 'em up or versus fighting game? I took it as versus, so that's why I said Bloody Roar 2. I don't know why. I just remember playing the heck out of the demo for that game and really wanting it. But, as I said, for best, I don't know. I've heard there's a game that's not very good that some people have affectionately called the Final Fantasy Fighter. Can't think of what the something Bless the Ring. It may not be a US release. But there's also Star Wars Masters of Terrascasi. So I mean, again, best. You would have to make sure you loosen up your definition of the word best. I was gonna say, how do I... I'm wondering how I do that. Oh, I think I know how. Down to 1 life. Yeah. Come on. There we go. Look at that. That's how you clear that area. I'm not quite sure if that's what I was supposed to do, but that's what I did. No, no. I did not make it past that just to get killed by you. I'd say the hit detection on some of these enemies is a little hard to judge. I'm assuming I'm going in the right direction. If I have to backtrack through this area, that's probably going to be the end for me. Hiya! Okay. No shortage of health power-ups, at least. There's a little bit of slipperiness to the controls here as well. Nope, can't go in there. Oh, no, missed that. And now I'm on the rail part again. Almost no way to avoid getting hit by that, and now I'm almost out of life. And we've got these weird enemies with the weird hit detection. Ooh. Oh, golden heart coming up. Can I survive long enough to get that golden heart? Can I get the golden heart if I try? Oh, for the love of criminy. Let's take an enemy you have to defeat, and then make him respawn right in front of you. There we go. Doesn't look like I can get to the golden heart yet. This could be it, folks. Heart. There we go. I can take 2 hits. Oh, that's terrible. Or terrifying. Yeah, I'm not even bothering with those tokens. Wait a minute, I hear something. Fish, help me. Someone please push the switch. Well, this sounds like a job for the Klonoa person that I'm playing as. Free Fighters on the Saturn, yeah. There were a couple of good ones on there. I mean, I liked Virtua Fighter Remix, or whatever the latest version was. First one was kind of clunky. Maybe a Virtua Fighter 2. Neo Geo Pocket Color. Wasn't Street Fighter 1 very janky? Yeah, on the Neo CD. Not Neo CD, Turbo CD. Yes, it is janky on there. Yeah, 8-bit already got in on that one. Fortunately, your experience with them so far has been the B-mode Double Dragon. You're going to the castle, I can take you there. Really? But, can you save my mommy? I want my mommy back. Yeah, this would not have appealed to me back in the day. I've been like, I'm an adult, I need to play games like the one featuring a purple dragon. Come on, Vision 2-1 cleared, I'm waiting for it. He's Carl. Carl. Wait in the van, Carl. Carl's not in the van. I read your horrible abomination comment, made me laugh. So this is the castle. Who is it? Klonoa, and yourself. Very polite. Oh, I read that as Gladius, but it's Gaudius. Kind of like Gandhi, only with an S on the end. Gandius. Oh, look, it's Pamela. Did anybody see that they made a sequel to Borat and it's on Amazon Prime? I have almost no interest in seeing that movie, but I did, unfortunately, I did watch the first one way back in the day. It's very nice. Oh no, another boss battle. And I have very little health. Ooh. So, what am I supposed to grab to hit this guy with? Oh, I see. I'm supposed to grab these things that are... Oop, oop. Okay, I can't grab those things as I suspected. One of those boss battles where I honestly have no idea what to do. Can I grab these bubbles? I hope we won't find out for at least another life. Okay, this is my last life. Does that mean I have to completely redo this level? I think I'm supposed to grab those bubbles. Nope. I cannot grab. Oh, there we go. What the world? So I can grab him when he's there. And I don't want to grab the bubbles. So I'm very curious on what to do. Here it comes. Do I make him run into his own fish? I don't understand this. Just trying to figure it out. Just talking it out. I feel like there needs to be that, what's his name? It's not Jacques. The one that likes bubbles on Finding Nemo. It's like, bubbles! That doesn't work out either. Alright, anybody got suggestions? Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. Out here on PS1, Need for... Yes, Need for Speed. By the way, welcome to the stream, Jeff. Yes, I would love to play Hot Pursuit, one of my favorite Need for Speed games. And yes, it was on both. They had Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2 on the PlayStation 2. So I tried throwing him towards the spikes. That didn't work. And I tried throwing him at his fish fella. But either I missed... That didn't work either. I tried to double jump and that's not working. I don't think I'm going to make it through this. I gotta figure out how to beat this guy. I feel like this is where I need a strategy guide. There he is. Up and there I just died. And I think that's game over. Vision over, sorry. Well, I would like to continue, but I think that's good enough for Klonoa for one day. That is, again, not only the most most expensive PlayStation 1 game I own, that is the biggest PlayStation 1, or the biggest, most expensive game that I currently own altogether. So that was Klonoa. I'm going to go ahead and take that picture off because we're going to try a different one here in a little bit. we're still going to stick with the PlayStation, but we're going to move on to a different game. I heard a lot of requests for Need for Speed, so I will do that next. You have to give me a second to use the bathroom, and I will be right back. Let's see here. There we go. Mute the mic. Our very first big box PC games, Ryan. Yes, Ryan, that was also one of my first big box PC games was Need for Speed. The original Need for Speed. Actually, the original Need for Speed Special Edition was one of my first. Yeah, Need for Speed 3 was the one that got me too. Need for Speed 3. Oh yeah, there we go. We're going to get a demo in here. Let me go ahead and start that up. Forgot to start my capture. This is an FMV of the game, though. So you're not actually seeing the graphics as will appear in game. That looks very dark to me on here. But notice the frame rate is also slower on here than it will be in game, I think. But yes, Need for Speed 3 was the game that we bought it, and then we had to wait like 2 years to play it because our PC could not handle it. But it can handle Need for Speed 1 and 2 pretty good. I can't remember if it's most wanted, but I did grab all of them. So if you guys want me to do this while it's showing the video footage there. Gosh, that is very nostalgic. So here's the original Need for Speed, which we didn't own for PlayStation for a while. I actually had to collect this one because we owned it for PC, so I didn't want to buy it again. There's Need for Speed 2. Which it says it has a new 3D engine. I do remember that they had to redo the game pretty much. And then they had a new game engine for Need for Speed 3, even still, which slowed our PC down to a crawl. But anyway, we ended up buying this for the PlayStation because we were able to play it for the PlayStation before we were able to play it on the PC. And it doesn't look as good on the PlayStation as the PC. Need for Speed, High Stakes. My brother was the one that owned this game for a while. My microphone just fell off. Give me a second here. My gosh, dude. That was... I was like, something is making this microphone move, and it's not me. I can't tighten it too tight because I have a glass countertop on my desk, so I guess I had it too loose, probably. But anywho, I forgot what I was saying when that happened. Hey, Mr. Chamia, welcome to the stream. And Jeff still's chiming in there. Need for Speed, Nissan. Yep. But anyway, oh yeah, I was going through the games. Need for Speed High Stakes. This is not original in my collection. My brother still has the one that we had when we were growing up. And then finally, Porsche Unleashed, which we also did not own for the PlayStation 1, because when we got the new PC that could run it, it looks a lot better on PC. So these are not the definitive versions of these games by any means, but they're the ones that I have ready to go. And they take the least amount of maintenance to get them going now. It takes some doing to get Need for Speed 3 running these days. You have to either have a virtual box or emulate it somehow. But anyway, I wish I had the big box version of this for the PlayStation. Unfortunately, I just got the jewel case for it, so eventually I'll have to get that. I'm pretty sure I still have the original copies of our Need for Speed games, but not the big box versions. Most of our big boxes for the PC games got destroyed because they were kept in basically bad storage. We kept them up in the attic or we put them in the garage. So every time it got humid, the cardboard would warp. By the time I got to them, when I wasn't even ready to move out yet. I was just going through some boxes and I realized that they were all stuck together. I'm like, we might as well get rid of them at this point because it doesn't matter. So we had to throw away a whole bunch of PC boxes that were destroyed due to poor storage conditions. So sadly, I don't have very many of the original boxes left from my original PC games. But I'm going to go ahead and skip that intro again, and I'm going to move around to the TV so I don't have lag. Hopefully this doesn't come off again. I don't know why, even the clicking of this. It's still moving. How about that? Even like the sound of that clicking, I don't know why that also gets me too. We're gonna do, let's do some single races. And if I'm right, all of the tracks should be unlocked. Although, yeah, Alpine. So let's go through the tracks here. We have a race location. I remember this one, Rusty Springs. I can't remember which tracks are going to be missing because I'm used to the special edition. And I'm pretty sure they added at least another car and another track. City. Coastal. We can go through all these if you want. I'm just not... And there's Alpine, so there's not very many. And I don't know if we have all of them unlocked or not. So I don't usually do... I guess it is 4 laps. I thought there was a 2 laps. Midday, evening, morning. Let's do midday. And there's less options on here. Oh, there's my Lamborghini Diablo. Porsche 911 Carrera. I think I played as that a lot on here. I didn't play as the Corvette as much. Oh, I do remember. Yeah, I do remember playing as the Ferrari 512. Whew. They still have the showcases on? Okay, we're going to watch at least one of these showcases. The Dodge Viper, Acura NSX, Mazda RX-7, Toyota Supra Turbo. Let's watch the Lamborghini one. If I'm right, I remember going through and watching these on PC because they were the only ones that had a video. I don't know why, just the music for all this stuff is very nostalgic to me. Burnt Sienna was the new track. I don't know if it's Burnt Sienna. I read that as Burnt Sierra. But Burnt Sienna sounds better. It's probably true. I was like 8 when I played this game last, but give me a break. You got this for the 3DO? I do as well. Either for the 3DO or... Did this come out for the Saturn as well? I got it for one of those two or both. Pretty sure I have it on the 3DO. That's pretty cool you have that on there too. They should have had online on that. I'd play online on that. High Stakes and Porsche are completely different on PC. Yes, they are. There was a lot of stuff cut for the PlayStation version. I think it's just because they didn't have that. You had a Packard Bell, Ryan. I had one too. That's why I couldn't play Need for Speed 3 on it. So let me do. If I do history, it's probably going to play a audio clip.
The roots of the Lamborghini Diablo go back to a small factory in Cento, Italy, where a mechanic turned industrialist started his career building tractors under the Lamborghini family name. Ferruccio Lamborghini's passion for exotic cars eventually changed the focus of his mechanical and entrepreneurial energies. And in 1964, the first Lamborghini production car was brought to market. Called the 350 GT, its hood emblem...
All right, I'm not going to have you listen to the whole thing, but that is very nostalgic as well. How do I get out of here?
As Ferdinand Porsche was commissioned to design... Chevrolet introduced the Corvette and arguably the most victorious and
how do I get out?
Although claimed by...
There we go. But I'm on the wrong one now. I want the Lamborghini video. If I'm right, I don't think they talk during it. I just think that they just show the car moving. And I can talk over that. Here we go. There it is. Anyway, I used to watch these videos. My brother was more into cars than I was. But I was very into like seeing full motion video on my PC screen. That was just something I wasn't used to seeing on a PC. That was coming from a Macintosh LC3 and the Apple II GS or Apple IIe and these old IBMs that my school had. So that's why I said seeing this kind of full motion video was very impressive back then. It still kind of impresses me today. But of course, on the PlayStation, this was commonplace. And to tell you the truth, the video quality on here is pretty good for PlayStation. I'm used to seeing more like scan lines in it. I remember that one. Let's do one more. The Porsche 911 Carrera was another one I watched a lot of. Actually interested in getting a CDI. I want one too. Again, I have one that's broken, and I haven't been able to fix the CD-ROM drive on it yet. Haven't been able to find proper replacement parts for that. I'm trying to see if I can just get the drive mech and I can swap it out. Yes, okay, so there you go. You picked up an IBM ThinkPad, which has the ability to play CDI content but needs some repairs. Okay, so yeah, I heard about that as well. I don't know if there's an extra card in there. Maybe it plays the CDI format. Because that's pretty much all that is in there is proprietary format. The music doesn't sound right to me either, at least in this one. Maybe I'm thinking of a different one. Top speed, 168 miles per hour. So start is the back button there. That's kind of weird to me. This game came out in 95, I believe, didn't it? I'm looking for a copyright date on here. Electronic Arts, 1450 Fashion Island Boulevard, San Mateo, California? It's hard to read this. Need for Speed is a trademark of Electronic Arts. I'm probably going to get copyright stricken for all the music on here. Good deal. Road and Track. Oh yeah, Road and Track presents the Need for Speed. This is the only one that had it. Road and Track magazine. That's probably where my brother first heard about this game. I know the game came out in 95. I wonder if this version came out in 1995. No date. Let's see. If this says 96, that'll help me work backwards. It does not. What in the world? I have to read the game manual? I think they'd want to put a copyright on here, but I don't even see a copyright notice. Here we go. How to reach us. Game Publishers Forum on CompuServe. America Online sent an email to Elect Carts. Or access on the World Wide Web at www.ea.com. You can FTP to our FTP site. That's cool. Sorry, I'm having more fun reading the manual. You guys can't even see it. Software and documentation, copyright 1996. So this did not come out on this. At least this version didn't come out the same year as it did on PC. I thought I was going to do that quicker. Sorry, I got another warning. Severe thunderstorm warning, so maybe we'll still get caught out of this. My opponent. Am I only allowed one component? What car did I pick? I don't even know what car I'm playing as. I should have been paying attention. You have the Saturn copy? Okay, so I thought it came out for the Saturn. Maybe I have it on there. Probably format for video tracks. The audio plays. Well, but no interactivity. Oh, okay. All right. Here we go. That's the brakes. That's the camera. We're going to restart this race off. Square as go. And the analog sticks do nothing. All right, we're definitely going to restart this race. But square is the gas. Yeah, winning. Is that a Charlie Sheen reference? Am I going to pave the track in tiger's blood? Look at those license plates. Need for speed. Or NID for spid. Oh, how did I shift? There we go. I like how it's automatic, but you can set it to automatic, but it's still going to make you shift the first gear. Alright, there's probably no way I'm going to win this race anyway, but here it is in all its glory. This is probably 30 frames a second, I couldn't even tell you. I have a hard time distinguishing that for myself. My guess is 30 frames per second, but 60 interlaced. And there will be almost no point where I use the brakes, so we're going to see what happens. The unrealistic physics engine here, I guess I'd just use the brakes there. But I'm again having to use the directional pad. The analog sticks do not work with this game because this game came out well before there were analog sticks on the PlayStation controllers. The Porsche actually, I'm assuming this is the Porsche, it looks like it. Actually corners pretty well. This does not look as good as I remember it looking on PC, though. The clouds in the background are a bit more pixely. I am playing this on a flat panel display. Where's the Virtual Console remake of this game? Is there a switch port for this? Oh, yeah. This guy is... Gotta watch out for this guy here. If I would have given more laps, I probably could have won. Oops. Even with that very bad start. I don't think I gave myself enough laps to be able to beat him here. Maybe I'm thinking of the first track on Need for Speed 2, but I thought there was a different track to start with on Need for Speed 2, and there could be. There's that realistic physics and cornering. This could be less than 30 frames a second, because when I go around the corner and I see the, is it 30 frames per second interlaced, and I'm only getting 15? It looks more smooth than 15. But I'm not seeing a lot of... I'm seeing some pop in, but not a whole heck of a lot. Ooh, that was a bad mistake. Yep. Any mistake in this game and your opponent flies right by you. And that's the last... There's the checkered flag, so I just went down to 4th. Oh wait, what am I at? No, I'm in 6th. I was fighting for 5th place. Congratulations, you lost. Yeah, of course, the first lap messed me up so bad. Duke, Kingster, One Way, Johnny R, and McGee. Top speed, mine was 144. Yeah, no way I'm doing that. Let's go ahead and quit, and we're going to try a different track and a different car. We're almost playing the same game, except for you're playing Need for Speed for the Xbox 360. There's some differences. Definitely some differences. We're going to do a single race again. And we're going to do a different track. Let's do Autumn Valley. Ooh, this one's got a lot more curves. This is going to be tricky. Midday still is fine. I want to go with Lamborghini before. I think the Lamborghini has worse handling, though, in here. Gonna do multiple. The pack. We're gonna race the pack. You would have thought the X would have been the acceleration pedal. Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's the same thing. Game looks smooth compared to your PAL version. Yeah, doing that 50 frames interlaced. Extreme G for the N64. I do have that game, but I don't think I've played it very much. I just played it to see if it would work. There's those loading screens that take forever. Tell you the truth, the game almost looks more scrunched. There we go. For most things you prefer PAL to NTSC? Oh, I don't think I've ever played a lot of things that are specifically in PAL. Let's see here now. This is probably where we're going to see some pop-in stuff. Which is something that was very common in this era. It was very common on my Packard Bell PC, that's for sure. Playing this game for the first time. My Packard Bell had a 133 megahertz processor. Original Pentium. That's right. Back off, buddy. It had 16 megabytes of RAM. The reason why I remember this, by the way, is because my parents never took the sticker off of it. So every time I powered on the computer, I looked at the speed of the processor, how much RAM it had, and all the other stuff. It had a, I want to say 1 megabyte video card in it. Which is funny, because I think that's what the PlayStation 1 here has. 1 megabyte video card, and then a 28.8 modem. I just said 16 megs of RAM. It had a dual speed or a quad speed CD-ROM drive. I can't remember which. Maybe it was an 8X, but 8X seems too late. That seems not quite right. I think a quad speed is what it was. Which could load at a blazing fast speed of, I think, 600 kilobits a second, or 600 kilobytes a second. And it was a good PC despite being a budget thing. It ran a lot of games well. The games that I remember playing on that thing were games like Need for Speed. That was about the most 3D intensive game that we were able to get running on there. Doom 2, which could run on a potato. What else do we have on there? Doom 2 for Windows 95, I should add. SimCity 2000. We had SimCity 2000 Gold Edition that we ran on that PC. My brother had NASCAR Racing 2 from Sierra, and he insisted that he install it onto the 1.2 gigabyte hard drive, and the game took up 500 megabytes. So we installed one game, and automatically half of our disk was gone. Windows 95, by the way, only took up about 40 megs, 50 megs. It wasn't that much. But by the time you had me, my brother, my other brother, both of my parents, and we got the internet on there, disk space disappeared like you wouldn't believe. So I got 5th on that one. The Lambo always looked like it had a hovering look to it. Yep, that's one of the reasons why I like playing as it. Agree. Player 1, enter your name. I already have my name there. So here's the fun part of watching me enter in my name on this glorious entry method they have set up for me here. I have a 1? Nope. So I gotta spell it out. O. Oh. Here we go. Player I. There's player 1. What did I do? Best lap time? Was that it? I didn't even see.
Congratulations. You've got a top 10 time and the top speed for this track.
Oh, I got both. Gosh, I never heard that because my brother would play this game to no end. Oh, hey, Jimmy. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good night. Oh, Mr. Tammy, I had a birthday yesterday on the 10th of November. And it's 1:34 in the morning here in the UK now. Oh, okay, so it's... Technically, it's, because it's still the 10th on us. Well, happy belated. Sorry. If I would have been on earlier, I'd been able to wish you a happy birthday. Hey, Kiro Godzilla, welcome to the stream. What do I think of the Atari 7800, 2600, and 5200? Yes, yes, and no. $2,600 is underrated. I would say 7,800. I would rank them in that order: 7,800, 2,600, 5,200. I really don't recommend a 5,200 just because of all the issues the controllers have, and they're not all repairable. If there's someone making a third-party controller for it now, I'd recommend it more. But there's nothing. There's not too many games that were released for it. So it was kind of released in that dead zone area in the United States, so that's why I say Brienne, for the 2600s, I would say definitely it's worth picking up a 7800, because then you can play the games that have expanded graphics, but then you can also play all the 2600 games. Alright, we're going to do another track here. Vertigo Ridge. 2 laps. This is another one that I'm probably going to stink horribly on. I'm actually not doing too bad. Let's do the Corvette. Playing the pack. Here we go. I would say ColecoVision over 2600. Yep, I would. Still have your older consoles, the 2600. So you actually have the ones that you had from childhood. That's fun. The 5200 is good. Yeah, the sound is better. I think it does have an Atari Poké chip actually in the console. Why in the heck they decided to take that out of the 7800 is beyond me. I think that was just before they released the 7800, right before Jack Tramiel took over the company. And then when Jack Tramiel... I want to keep trying the X button first. Imagine that. And then right after he took over the company, they pulled it off of store shelves. And then when the NES came out, they put their existing stock back out. What they should have done is upgrade their existing stock and then make it work. But they were more focused on their computers anyway. They just really wanted to have a console out there to make money. And they did. They were actually in the black. There we go. They were actually in the black and made money off the 7800. It wasn't a lot, but ooh, I needed to break earlier. But they made enough money off of it, so it was still a profitable venture for Atari, even though it wasn't that successful. Ooh, oh yeah, the barn. Gosh, I remember that. And then the echo that you have underneath there. Wow. You guys have no idea. When this is one of 2 computer games that you have, and you played it every single day until you got a new... Because keep in mind, back then, my consoles, the only consoles I had to play when we had this computer was we had the I'm sorry, not the PlayStation. We had the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis. If we wanted to play 3D games, we had to get them on computer. And we didn't have the internet for the first... yeah, I'm not doing so hot. We didn't have internet on that thing for the first, that's very hard to see. For the first 3 years we had that computer, so from 96 to 99 we didn't even have the internet. So I had to go up to the library to use the internet. It was crazy. Crazy times. And then when we did finally get the internet, we had a 28.8 modem. So we were getting half the speed everyone else with a dial-up modem was getting. And we didn't have a CD burner, so if I wanted to download like a song, you couldn't even get it off the computer because it wouldn't fit on a floppy disk, and you couldn't burn it to a CD. So on our second computer in 2000, we had a 56K modem, and we had a CD burner / DVD drive. And that was actually the first device we had that could play DVDs. Was our Gateway computer that we bought in the year 2000. That was not a Gateway 2000. So it was a Gateway computer we bought in the year 2000, but did not, but didn't have the Gateway 2000 logo on it. But that's when we can download MP3s and we can store them to a CD. And I remember, oh my gosh, even at the slow speed of 56K, we downloaded so much music we had to back up some of our MP3s to CDs so that we could free up room on the hard drive. That thing had a 650 megahertz processor. It was an AMD Athlon processor. And I don't remember how much RAM it had. I want to say it had 128 megabytes of RAM, but maybe it had 64. Because we couldn't install Windows XP on it when that upgrade came out. I actually looked into upgrading it, but we couldn't. So it had a 650 megahertz AMD Athlon processor, about 128 megabytes of RAM. And oh, I set another thing on here. And it doesn't keep my name, so I have to type it all over again. And it probably doesn't save, so I don't know why I'm doing this at all. I'm sure if I look, I have those discs of those old MP3 downloads from Windows 98 somewhere around here. I think I combined them all onto DVDs when we got our first DVD burner, so I could condense the collection down.
Congratulations, you've got a top 10 time for this track.
Top 10 time, okay. So not top speed. That car didn't handle as bad as I thought it would. I don't know if there's a huge... Ooh, I remember City. Let me get caught up on the chat here and we'll keep going. This could be the only... I could only do... Maybe we might only do 2 games tonight. I don't know. Because we're already running short on time, and I had some other games I wanted to try to play through here, but... Pause that for a second. Catch up on the chat here. The video pack is the most underrated 2nd gen. Now, the video pack was the Magnavox Odyssey 2, right? That's the same console. It was just called the Philips Video Pack overseas. Yeah, Brienne's got the right idea there, JC. Dad wouldn't buy the internet until DSL came into town. You were 11 or 12 by then. Yeah, my parents actually, as soon as they upgraded to that, about 6 months later, they came out with a DSL package. And my parents saw how much it was. I actually, hilariously, my mom sent me a picture of this like 2 weeks ago. She had notes. Somehow she found this that was still in her nightstand for years. She had notes from when she called the phone company asking how much DSL was. And she had it circled in red, and wrote down there, "This is too much, we're not paying for it." So yes, we had 56K modem until my brother bought Xbox Live, and then they upgraded. And we got it. That's when we got our first cable internet connection. I think we were getting 10 megs connection, which was insane. Maybe it was only 1.5 meg. That would have been about 10 megabits a second. So yeah. 1.5 megabytes, going from 56K, which is about 5 kilobytes a second, to 1.5 megabytes a second. Oh, I could download an MP3 in seconds instead of minutes. Red Dog, I still don't have internet. It feels like that for me too, but I'm sure you're actually referring to a reliable internet connection. Yeah, the video pack is the original name for the Magnavox Odyssey 2. Interesting. I thought it was just rebranded because Magnavox. Well, that's true because Magnavox would have come out with it. So I don't know. You could be right about that. I thought it came out. I thought it was the other way around though. I just never did the research for it. Yeah, it was under Philips outside of the U.S. because they didn't have a distribution channel. So that's why I thought it came out at the same time. But they used Philips to distribute it everywhere else outside of the U.S. because whoever was distributing it inside the U.S. didn't have the ability to do that out there. That was my understanding, but I could be wrong with that. You were stuck with 6 down, 1 up last year. You know what? Sometimes that's all I get on my connection too. And I'm paying for 100 megabits a second. I don't get anywhere near that, which is why I can't wait until fiber gets installed in my area. A couple months ago, maybe about a month and a half ago, they they put in the conduit for fiber, but they're not going to get to my area for another 6 months. I don't know how the conduit diggers are so far ahead of the fiber runners, I guess. I don't know what else to call them. But yeah, so in about 6 months, you're gonna be seeing higher quality streams. 6 months to a year is my guess. Not as few drops, not as few. Or at least it's not going to be up to my internet connection. It's going to be down to is my machine doing a good enough job? Now that you have 350 up and down without any drops for a year now, yep, that's what I'm hoping to get. I am hoping for fiber. I did tell the company, I said I want to know in advance when they're coming to hook it up, so that I can take the day off of work. And I'm just going to sit outside in a lawn chair as they hook it up with my cell phone in one hand and just waiting for them to tell me when I can call my cable company and tell them what to go do with themselves. I'm sorry, their customer service has always been horrible, and their connection in this town. I've lived in 2 houses in this town, and both places, their TV service keeps dropping and shutting off. So, and I swapped out boxes. I have to go like 4 towns over to swap out the box because for some reason, for that kind of thing, I have to go to their office. They won't even come to my house. So it reminds me of that South Park episode. If you guys haven't seen the South Park episode where Kyle and Stan try to talk to the cable company, it is hilarious. That's exactly how my experience went, is what I'm going to tell people. 25 up and 3 down, you live alone, yeah. The only reason why I don't need 100 meg, I actually had a 50 meg connection, and that was more than enough. If I would actually get the speed they're selling me, I would be okay with that. Oh yeah, and they put data caps on. So I had 50 up and down, but I had like 100 gigabyte data cap. I could blow through that on Netflix alone, much less game streaming or online gaming. So, yeah. Not fun. KC Munchkin is the only Odyssey 2 game worth playing. There's a couple of them on there I liked. I did a review of that console. I thought it was okay. Although I didn't play very many games on my review. I'm going to have to go back and revisit it. I did think about that. In my review, I only focus on the productivity software because I thought that was the most interesting. So I spent most of my time in that video playing with that stuff. It wasn't a productivity thing. It was like a create screen labels for your video tapes. I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm going to do that. All right. Back at it. Keep going on the chat. You guys are keeping me entertained today, and you guys are coming up with some very good stuff. We talked about the Magnavox Odyssey, and we started talking about our internet connections and how I wish that my cable company would go bankrupt very quickly so I can get fiber. I used to work at a retail store back in the day. I worked at Kmart, was one of my first jobs, and they hired me for holiday help, but didn't tell me that. They basically hired and said, "Oh yeah, no, you're a part-time worker. You will work all year long, even after Thanksgiving, even after Christmas." December 26th was they immediately cut back all of my hours, and then they put me on the schedule once every other week for 2 hours on a Saturday night. So every other week on Saturday, I would work 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. when the store closed back then. And that would be my only hours they would give me. I'm like, oh, you're still a full-time employee. I remember tracking down the store manager because the store manager didn't want to talk to me because she knew that I knew that she lied to me about that being an all-year position. And so I ended up going and finding another job, but I wanted to find her so I can put in my 2 weeks notice, and it was their policy. I had to deliver it to them in person. So yeah. When I left that place, I kept hoping that Kmart would go under specifically because of that one store manager. I'm like, you guys can't last without me. And funny enough, about 10 years later, they had to shut down. So one of my first jobs, they don't work there anymore. I'm not usually that spiteful, but if it's anything I don't like, it's I don't want to say spineless people, but it's passive aggressiveness. That's one of those things that I always let people know when they meet me. That's a pet peeve of mine. If you have a problem with something that I'm doing or whatever, please tell me. And be respectful about it. We can work through it. We're adults. You don't have to wait until, it bottles up inside of you till you explode. That's what I said. I kind of view that as the same thing as being childish. I don't want to say everyone who's passive-aggressive is wrong, but it's just a pet peeve of mine when people are passive-aggressive towards me. So when that store manager was avoiding me, there was one time where they said, okay, she'll be right with you, and then 5 minutes later, they came back out and said, oh, she went home for the evening, you must have missed her. And so they thought that I left, and then she comes out of her office and tries to leave, and that's when I gave her my 2 weeks notice. Like, that was how bad that became. Oh, checkpoint. So anyway. I didn't get any fastest time or anything there. I'm in 3rd place. But it looks like I'm going to load the next part of the track here, right? Crazy Chase, yep. So close to having a Series X today. Had it in your virtual cart, about to pay, and it's gone. Yeah, I didn't even try because I'll just wait. Obviously, spending that much on Klonoa kind of held back my ability to buy a console until I can sell that off again. Haven't seen a reason to upgrade, honestly. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way right now. In a way, the child in me is very excited. And the adult gamer in me is excited that, hey, you know what? I can actually afford to go out and get one of these consoles. Especially the Series X, getting that payment plan where basically you're just paying for Game Pass for 2 years and the console's free. So that's my incentive to get one. But the PS5, I really think I can. Oh, come on. I can wait for the PS5 until they have some games that are really must-have games for me. Wow, well, that's what you get for riding right behind me. You get a brake check. This part of the race is a lot harder than the first part of the race. And I do remember my brother had a steering wheel and pedals for this on the PC. So that's the way I'm used to playing it. I'm not used to playing it on the D-pad on the PlayStation. But I don't think, for a game that I haven't played in probably 20 years, it's not doing too bad. But yeah, we'll see what Christmas brings. I mean, the Xbox doesn't really have a huge assortment of games that I want to play either, but I've been seeing how much better it is to play older games on the Xbox Series X. And since I've never played them, and I just got an Xbox like a couple years ago, I'm kind of looking forward to... Oh, come on. The way that he hit me hurt me so bad that it almost spun me out. Because, they could just fly by me. They are computers, but no, you gotta fly by me in the worst way possible. Now I'm back in 6th. I'll be lucky if I finish this in the top 5. And then there's also that invisible barrier about a foot and a half away from the wall that when you hit it, oh, I got 5th. Just barely. Is that another checkpoint or is that the end? I thought this was a 3-segment race. Another checkpoint, okay. We're not done yet. If you pull something like that here in the Netherlands, you're going to pay for it. Same thing with Sears. Yep, Sears went under. You went through the same thing with Sears, Red Dog? However, I do have the Vita coming on Thursday. Do you, Jet Screamer? By the way, welcome if I haven't said so yet. Vita's pretty exciting. There's some good games for the Vita. Kind of unfortunately, a lot of them are being remade for other platforms by now, but there's still some good times to be had. Uncharted on there is still a good exclusive to get. But I find myself playing like Hot Shots Golf more often. I'm looking at my collection as I look through there to make sure I don't leave any games out. Persona 4 Golden, which is now available on something else. Resistance was fun on there. Call of Duty Black Ops. It's still the only decent Call of Duty portable in my opinion. Final Fantasy X's on the Switch now, so that's not really an advantage. Mod Nation Racers was a good one as well. I kind of like that. The only reason you want a PS5 is Demon's Souls Remastered. You know what? I almost streamed that tonight. I bought Demon's Souls for PS3. I still haven't played it yet, but I guess I got Klonoa, so I figured I'm going to play that first. Maybe next stream I'll play some Demon's Souls Original for PS3. Because again, I can't get excited for a new console if all I want is an old game for it. I think the Munchkin Crazy Chase pack in. It's called Satellite Attack. Were the best video games. Okay. There were some good games on there. I had some fun with that system. One of my controllers isn't working though, so I can't play all the games because sometimes you have to use one versus the other for player one. I don't know. There was a thing with that. Do I still have my CRT? Yes, I have 2 CRTs still hooked up in the back there. And yes, I still do play them. Got it cheap. It'll sell my Vita 2001. Okay. Vita rocks. Yep. Yes, it does. Just started playing the Vita lately. You're an RPG. Oh, yeah. RPGs are definitely good on the Vita. Vita TV the other day. I need to figure out how to hack. Well, I kind of already seen how to hack it. I just need to actually do it and hack my Vita TV so I can play some Vita games on my TV. Soul Sacrifice is a good one. I don't know if I have Soul Sacrifice or not. I do have Soul Sacrifice. I didn't think I had that physically. I had it downloaded off the from a PlayStation Plus deal way back in the day. Have a great night, 8-Bit. Thanks for stopping in. Rocket League is going to make an updated graphical version for the Xbox. Well, Xbox now owns them, so hopefully they don't make it a console exclusive. I like the fact that it's available on other platforms. But if they want to say the best graphics are on the Xbox, that's fine with me. That's enough to make you spend the money. I played a little Rocket League last stream, didn't I? Hacked your Vita TV the other day, and it's not bad. Yep. The other night. Alright, we got one more leg. And this night has just flown by for me. I hope it has for you guys too. Usually about the top of this hour is when I have to stop streaming. I usually tell the time, but it could be different where you're at, so. The car kind of looks better on here. I don't know. I don't remember the car being that tall. I remember it being more wide and sleek. The OG Xbox on a CRT over component cable is amazing. Comparable to OLED, eh? I do have the component cables for the original Xbox, and I played Tony Hawk 4 in 480. Is it 480p or 720p? I think it's 720p. I played Tony Hawk 4 in 720p. And to tell you the truth, yes, you can tell it's an early HD game. But man, PCs in 2001 weren't producing games like that yet. So yeah, it's kind of incredible to see that on a console. But to me, that's the only draw to it, is that yes, it's a 720p game on a console in 2001. It doesn't look that impressive when you compare it to other 720p games, especially the ones that came out for the 360 or the PS3. But sometime I'll have to do that on the stream. I'll have to show you guys that. I'm bouncing all around off of those invisible barriers. I'm not pressing the brakes at all, which is usually my problem with these racers. I almost wish that someday Need for Speed would kind of go back to these roots a little bit and do some games like this. Maybe more tracks. Maybe do a remaster of the first 5 games. Porsche Unleashed is going to be difficult because of all the licenses they'll need for the cars. But maybe the first 4 games. I can do something like that. Because yeah, I remember on the PC version, the distance drawing wasn't as blurry or pixely as it is on the PlayStation version. And I assume that's due to the graphics capability of PCs versus the PlayStation back then. I was almost blown away when I found out what the CPU speed in an original PlayStation is. It is insane how slow that processor is. I mean, it does a lot of things quickly, and I guess the processor isn't really the biggest part of this game console. The GPU is also impressive. But you also have to keep in mind... Oh, there we go. Oh no, I'm in neutral. I knew I was going to wreck at least once. Now I'm back in 6th. Now I'm back in 7th. And the GPU in this is incredibly fast, but keep in mind the technology for this was designed in 1993. And people were still playing 3D graphics that were available in 93 in the year 2000. So, I think it's like 33 megahertz. Somebody correct me in the chat if I'm wrong about that, or concur if I'm correct. And the CPU is about 33 megahertz. And a lot of the... There it is. Well, I got 4th. Still didn't get top 3, but... Wow, 3 a.m. over there, 2 a.m. You guys are very passionate to be watching this at such early times. OG Xbox under CRT, we already talked about that one. 9 p.m. on the East Coast, okay. So not too bad there. Talk about spending money to play a game. You spent over $300 on a graphics card for Need for Speed 3. Yep. We needed a new computer. So my parents, again, didn't get it immediately. But eventually we were able to get a new computer and play Need for Speed 3 on there, and it was awesome. Persona 4 Golden received a 1080p native patch on the PlayStation Vita. It works great. Yeah, but you can also play it on PC now, so I'm assuming that can be 1080. They could probably be 1440 or 4K. I don't even know. So you don't have to go through the patch to do that, but I would like to. I agree with that. To get a 1080p patch for PlayStation Vita, that'd be awesome. Yeah, they did do remasters. 480i for Xbox is your favorite. It did do 480i pretty well. Especially, but the funny thing is that the most powerful graphics chip was in the GameCube. That's something that's crazy. Have I played Dark Souls? I actually have not. If you were asking me that. I do have it. I'm sorry, I have Demon Souls. Oh, sorry, I haven't played Demon Souls. Dark Souls, yes. I did that before when I first talked about it. When I first got it, I kept calling it Dark Souls, and people were like, what's so impressive about you getting Dark Souls? That game's cheap, you can get it anywhere. Like, oh, I mean Demon Souls. Uh, 20 years ago, I never let that be a barrier. You eat ramen, so you can have a new graphics card. Hey, and if the graphics card was hot enough, it could cook your ramen, too. R3000 at 33 megahertz, and that would have been a decent processor back in 1993, even for a computer. But again, like I said, the most important thing is not a processor. The processor just needs to be good enough to run the game code. Oh, the Dreamcast had a huge leap in processing power, that's for sure. You hate playing adult. Yep. That's why I'm glad I don't have kids. If I had kids, I would be like, well, kids, sorry, we don't get to eat this week. I had to go buy a gaming PC. Or we do this thing where, well, how many of you are going to go get a paper route and a job so Dad can afford another retro game, another Neo Geo game? Being proper grown up sure does suck, yep. But you still have to splurge on stuff occasionally. Hey, it's the little stuff like that that makes life worth living, doesn't it? I didn't do anything. I didn't get a new lap record. I didn't do No Time. Streak, Baldy, Pavel, Alex, and No Time. Was I in the Diablo? I don't even remember. No, I was in the Ferrari. Alright, let's go ahead and quit. We're going to pick one more car, one more track. That's what I got in me. Yep, very true. By the year 2000, the Dreamcast was smashing the 1993 graphics, though. Oh, yes. The leap wasn't... The leap from PlayStation and N64 to the next generation was a phenomenal leap. The problem is, I don't feel like, except for the fact that we went from CRTs to... the graphics leap didn't seem as apparent when we got to the Xbox 360 and the PS3 generation. Until it did... Like I said, we played all of our PlayStation 2 games on a CRT, which looked awesome. When we got our PS3, we upgraded to an HD display, and the graphics didn't really seem that much more detailed at first. At least on the PS3. And there are other reasons for that, too. But it didn't seem like that big of a leap. And even still, the PlayStation 4 didn't seem like that big of a leap. That PS1, PS2 leap was insane. Slash Dreamcast and other era. I don't think we've had as big of a reason to upgrade since the PlayStation 2 era, to be honest. We could all still be playing on the original Xbox, PlayStation 2. Okay, maybe because of the HD stuff. But the PS3, Xbox 360, and the Wii is, like I said, that's like a toaster. Coastal, is that the last track? Oh, an Alpine. So this is another multi-segment track. And Alpine, I think, is the last one. Let's go ahead and we're going to do the Dodge Viper this time. We're going to race the pack. Sorry, kids, no school clothes. I'm getting a new Xbox. Hey, it built character, right? That's what my parents would tell me back in the day. Sorry, no new Xbox. My parents did provide, though. We didn't have a lot of money back then, which is why I started collecting retro games, because they were cheaper. But they did provide us with a lot of experiences that I know a lot of kids that were poor like us didn't have. I know it doesn't look like that now because I have all of these game consoles all at once. But yeah, like I said, I didn't own very many games for the game consoles, and we didn't own multiple game systems. We owned one at a time, except for the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. Because basically, I inherited the Super Nintendo from my older brothers, and my brother, another one of my brothers, eventually got a Sega Genesis. So, my parents did get us a computer because they figured we would need one to complete homework assignments. And they did. They bought us a whole bunch of educational software for it. Like, that was what computers were for. Computers were educational. They weren't for games. My parents bought this software, which is basically how I learned algebra. I was actually way ahead of my other classmates in algebra skills. They thought it was because I was just gifted, but no, I had learned it from the computer software that taught me algebra. So, I was doing that in like 6th grade. Y equals mx plus b, solving those formulas and things like that. It's good to get a good head start, but eventually, by the time I got to trigonometry, they caught up with my ability level, and trigonometry hit me like no other. I do work in IT now, which does take a strong math background, but there's still a lot of things with math that make sense to me in the end, but it's harder than heck for me to learn. I don't have a natural gift for it. It does take time for me to actually learn the stuff. Especially since my background in college was mainly history. So I'm not, that's why I always tell people I'm glad I'm not a math person. And of course now I am a math person, so. Logical statements make sense to me. Ooh, what is this? I was almost in first for a second, and then I got cocky. And now I'm in fourth. I was just so shocked that I was going to be in first. I was just like, oh, now I'm in fifth. I'm still shocked that I was almost in first. If I don't do any better than that, I can just tell people. By the way, after 20 years of not playing it, I was almost first in Need for Speed. That takes a skill. There's a skill in of just playing this game over and over again. This is a game you have to get used to get good at. Half your love of video gaming is the hunt and the thrill of finding something cool. That's a little bit, yep. And if that's something you can share with your kids too, like, I don't know, my parents would take me back in the day, they'd take me garage sailing. And that's kind of how I got into retro gaming a little bit more too, because I would go with them. My mom would garage sell for, she would look for clothes for us sometimes, or she would look for, things for her friends. Or when my niece and nephew were born, she'd look for baby clothes. But what I would do is I would look and see, is anyone selling off their old game system? So, and that's partially why I remember the Sega Saturn and almost complete inbox collection that they had there of 80 games. Oh. But they were right. It did teach me to save my money. Always make sure I bring enough money with me to certain places, because you never know what you're going to find. If I went to a garage sale and someone was selling a Neo Geo, I would make sure I had enough money on me to buy that if it was there. So that's why I said it's kind of like I really wanted to get into those. Man, I'm already doing good enough to catch up to these people, and I don't know where I'm gonna hit that invisible wall though. And now they're flying away from me. I always wanted to get into like those storage auctions. I think that would be a kind of a cool thrill sometime to get into. If you can find just a cheap storage auction that you have no idea what's going to be in it. And just to win one of those and see if you find anything. I wouldn't want to spend a lot of money doing that. I know some of those can go for hundreds of dollars, sometimes even over $1,000. But that would be kind of my thing. And I know that's probably specifically more to do with the show. What in the heck? Oh. He spun me out. I like how when I hit the cars, and this is true in Need for Speed, if you hit the cars, it does almost nothing to them, but it will destroy you. And if they hit you, it will destroy you. That's just taking some cues from Japanese programmers. That sounds like the kind of stuff they would do. Anyway, yeah, sometime I'd like to do something like that, but unfortunately, even pre-pandemic times, there's just none of those happening around me. The closest ones I've seen are like 2 or 3 hours away. Which is funny, I live down the street from one of those storage places, and they never... I don't think they actually sell off in an auction in that style. I think they probably go through their locker, and they hold a garage sale. I think that's what they do instead. If somebody doesn't pay their stuff, because I've seen that happen there. I don't know if someone was about to lose their storage there, so they decided to have this huge garage sale. But I remember seeing a garage sale out in front of there, maybe not this summer, but last summer. I definitely enjoy going to garage sales more than I enjoy going to game conventions, because game conventions, by the time it gets there, it's too expensive for me. Been yard selling all of your life also, yep. Yeah, it depends on your reason. I call it garage sale, but yard sale is probably more common around these parts. Turn it into a small eBay business? Good for you. I thought about doing that at one point in time. It became too much work for too little payoff for me. But I did do a little bit with that family video closures. Sorry, I call them video rental stores because I don't like advertising for them. But they're all going under anyway, so the family video stores that have been closing around me, I'll go and buy a bunch of their games that I think may be worth something, and then I'll try to sell those off on eBay just to kind of fund my stuff. But that's partially why I bought Klonoa, because I do have some money still sitting in an account from that. So that's partially what's funding that. It's a game that I'm like, I'll never own another game like this. Come on. Come on. I'm pressing square and it's not going. You can go around. See? It does nothing to them, but it will destroy the heck out of you. You like that? Can you imagine if somebody did that in real life? There's probably so many felony charges that you would be brought up on, but it would be so funny. Good times there, right? Sorry, I don't think I read all the comments before I started this again. Because people make money and show up buying for lockers. Yeah, that's way and they will jack the price up to keep casual enthusiasts like myself from joining in on their business. But yeah, that's all because of the show Storage Wars. I thought about sometime too, like going around and posting flyers and saying, hey, I will buy old electronics equipment, old video games, old this, or I will help you recycle. I thought about doing something like that, and then I could part out things, sell parts online, collect parts for me for when I fix older electronics. I thought about doing that, but I decided against it. I actually help, since I work at a school in town, about once or twice a year we'll hold a recycling drive for electronics, and if I need anything for myself out of those parts, if people bring... To date, nobody has brought an old game console. I was hoping they would, but they don't. Sometimes I get some old PCs, and I'll try to strip them for, like, I'll take out the RAM. We usually destroy the hard drives before we take them to the manufacturer. Like, we'll actually take out a hammer and hit them, so if they're not as usable. Look at that. That guy is terrible. You can't get around him at all. So, but that, I don't want to have it. The problem is, what do I do with the stuff I can't get rid of? And I don't have the space to be doing that stuff in the house that I'm currently in because I just don't have the space for it. My game collection is mostly localized to down here, but even still, my game collection overgrew this area. So I also have a space upstairs now, which I showed off in that video I did with the 2020 Game Room updates. But those are the only two places where I have to store games, so I can't really collect too many more. I'm thinking eventually, either I'll try to cash in the collection, or because I don't think you know, no museum's gonna want to. I don't collect museum quality pieces. I don't think donations are gonna work out too well. I know if I were to get into a car wreck tomorrow, that's what would happen. Is they would probably sell off my game collection, and they would not charge a premium for anything. They'd be like, you know what, if you want it, come and get it. They don't want to figure out how much things are worth. Oh, look at that, I did a donut. Not intentionally trying to do it. This car stinks. Come on. There we go. Wow, I did donuts without even attempting. Like, I didn't even know I was going to do a donut there. See, I don't know what happens with the game collection. I know eventually I would like to, you know, get enough games or get enough good games to be able to do something like that, like have it part of a museum collection somewhere, but realistically, it's probably not going to happen. There's only so many museums in the world, and not enough will want to spend money at all to get them. I am an 8th because of that last thing at the end there. I know you would, Red Dog. That's what I'm saying. That happens to any hobby. Yep. Just look at the crazy state of the retro game market right now. Absolutely. Too many people are buying to sell, and I think that's a problem that's going to affect the market. It's going to crash. I thought for sure that this whole pandemic thing would actually cause the retro game market to crash already. I thought that was going to be a thing because, you know, I didn't think people were going to want to buy used things in this COVID-ridden world. I mean, I guess people were still wanting to buy stuff off of Amazon. I had a person who said, I can't believe that they allowed Goodwill to reopen. And I said, why would they allow Walmart to reopen but not Goodwill? And they said, well, all the stuff in there is used. I'm like, you don't think that somebody else has already touched every single product on the shelf at Walmart? The stock boy did, or the stock person did. So what's the difference between that and Goodwill? So I think it's just that whole thing of, oh, well, it was in somebody else's hands first. It kind of gives them that negative connotation. But yes, after working in retail, even though it was a brief period, I worked in food service more often. I can tell you, yes, the merchandise gets handled a lot. Not just by the people stocking it, but every customer who walks by and grabs it. The dreams in which you're dying are the best you've ever had. That is very depressing, Jet Screamer. I hope that's a joke, and I hope that's not true. If it is, I want you to seek out some help. Defining her son like everything in Walmart. Ugh. John Waters joke, sorry. Whoops, I forgot to press start. Just a hobby a few years ago, and now you need a second job for it. Yep. I have 2 jobs, but my second job is really... I guess it helps pay for the collection too, but my second job is really to pay off my student loans. Because yes, I still pay on student loans. I should be the poster child for why student loan debt is too high in America. And it didn't come down to... I wasn't reckless with my money. I wasn't making money hand over fist, but just paying a minimum on my student loans. No, I was not making money for the first 5 years of having my degree. So, and yes, for the last 5 years, that's why I was collecting retro games, because they were cheap. So, that's why I did it, but yeah. I got an education at a time where the education market was flooded with too many teachers. Within 4 years, that all changed. It flip-flopped. Too many people were getting out of education, and now there's a teacher shortage, supposedly. I say supposedly because I haven't noticed it around here. But, and even still, I technically, I guess, don't have a full-time job as a teacher since I now work in IT. So I'm one of those people who kind of got out. But yeah, so I did not... I was... For the first 2 years, I was making a McDonald's salary still. Because, again, it was hard to find a job anywhere around that time around here. At least any good-paying job. So, I worked through it. I had to pay less on my student loans because I was making... My student loan payments made up about 50% of my income. If I would have paid the full thing, 50% of my income before taxes would have went to my student loans. It all comes down to that belief that, oh, if you go to college, you're immediately going to get a good-paying job, and that's just not true. It hasn't been true for the last 10 years. I'm not saying we should forgive the student loan debt. What I'm saying is we should reevaluate the cost of college and get it down to a manageable debt so that you're not paying on it more than 10 years after you're out. Or maybe, and I don't particularly agree with this, but it would be nice if they held colleges accountable by saying that they had to give back some of their tuition to pay off this person's student loan debt if they couldn't place them in a job. That would be nice. Make schools... See how that car just went through me? That's insane. So if they do a remaster of this game, they need to fix that. Remaster means improve. Remake means... I thought remake would mean something a lot less involved. Just like a... This is like a carbon copy of the game. But Final Fantasy Remake sure as heck wasn't a carbon copy. The story was... Except for sometimes they took one line of dialogue and expanded it into a whole side quest. Oh my gosh. So yes, this is where your train goes up and down as well, and that's a difference. That takes a little bit of getting used to. Did I just finish this leg in... Oh no, okay, I was gonna say. Did I just finish this leg in second place? Nope, because now I'm gonna get passed. One mistake and you get passed. At least once. The second leg of this is going to take me down a peg. I was in third anyway. Very scenic. Ha! And there I should have slid. Oh, look at that. I got slammed into the side. That was about a $400,000 mistake there. Because these are not classic cars. Letters from Tears for Fears. Okay, that makes me feel better, Jet Screamer. Okay, good. Yeah, I didn't get the reference. Sorry. Appreciate that, though. But just to let you know, I always take that stuff seriously. With retro stuff, you've done trades with friends and stuff, but sold nothing. Yeah, I don't sell too much. I still have some games that are extra that aren't worth anything. I'll probably throw in a garage sale at some point in time. 50 cents a game, just take them. But I didn't pay much for them. Or I've already made more money. I've already made a profit off of those trips, so I can just sell the rest of them for whatever, and I'm okay with just getting rid of them. But this year, the opportunity never presented itself to have like a yard sale of any sort. We had the ability to have a yard sale, but I figured I would wait until the whole politicalness of this health crisis would go away, and it still hasn't. So I'm okay with holding on to them until we can get rid of them. But really, the games I have to get rid of now are duplicates. I bought a bunch of duplicates from those stores because part of it was I would find a game in one store, and then 2 stores later I'd find the same game, forgetting I bought it just recently in the store before it. So that was part of my issue. And they're not, and again, they're like Wii games, Xbox 360 games, PS3 games. Games that people still aren't really collecting right now. That's why I got them, because they were so cheap. And again, I think that's, like I said, right now, retro game collecting for people in their 20s, or even people who have kids, PS3, Xbox 360, they're cheap, and their graphics hold up because they're still in HD. So are they going to be the best? No. But for a kid who's like 7 or 8 years old, get them one of those game consoles if you can't afford the latest and greatest. Or if you're afraid they're going to break your latest and greatest and you want to put the investment in there. So that's what I've been recommending right now. PS3 and Xbox 360. It'll never be cheaper. It could go down in the next couple of years, but it'll eventually start going back up. So it is a cheap time to collect for those systems. I don't know, the PS3 still holds a special place in my heart because, in a way, I consider that one of Sony's like last great consoles. But the PS2 really is what I call the last game console that Sony made that was any good. I really liked the PS3, but it wasn't popular until its later life cycle. And by then, everybody had the Xbox 360 still, so only me and a couple of my friends had a PS3, so at least I wasn't alone. We played a few games online. But I didn't really get into online gaming until the PS4 when I had to start paying for it. So it's also the first console I bought with my own money. So as I was working through college and working almost full-time at McDonald's, I had to save up for a couple months. Not a couple months, I had to save about 6 months to get enough money so I can buy a PlayStation 3. And I got my first HD TV during that time. It was a 19-inch, looked like a computer monitor. That was my TV. But it was an HD TV. It was the first one we had in our house. And it made the PS3 graphics look great. And Blu-rays. I forgot Blu-rays were also a thing then. So if you're going to collect PS3 games, I definitely recommend collecting any game past 2009. The 2006, which were the launch games, 2007 era, there are very few games that take full advantage of even Uncharted. The Uncharted series. Uncharted 1 I don't think is as good as Uncharted 2 and 3. So definitely look for games that were released later in the console's life cycle, but not so late as they've been... but not so late that they were also released... Checkpoint. That they were also released for the PlayStation 4. Because then you're going to get games that were designed for a future generation, but being watered down to run the previous generation. And I don't think those are as good. It's like your FIFA 2016 games. Shouldn't get that on a PS3. Brianna, I kept saying I should have been born in the Netherlands. Don't you guys also get like the best work week as well? Or is that somewhere near you? It's like you guys have shortened work days or only work 4 days a week, I think. And you can stop me when I say something wrong, and I'm sorry if I offend you, but I'm just trying to think. I know there's somewhere over there where they have the shortest work week, they have the best benefits, and they get the most vacation time. Supposedly leading to being one of the happiest places on Earth. Yeah, we don't like to work, though. Yep. Definitely, okay, so I got that right. That's pretty heavy for Tears for Fears. I thought that, too. Sister's Wife makes a very good living as a teacher in Connecticut. Yeah, if I lived closer to Chicago, I would have probably not only had a job quicker, but I would have I would be making more as a teacher, because the standard of living near Chicago is a lot higher than it is in the central part of Illinois. Which, if you're not from Illinois, but you know where Chicago is, anything south of Chicago is technically southern Illinois to them. That's a joke for people who live in Illinois, but everyone else who looks at a map would be like, well, yeah. It's kind of funny, if you look at the population of Chicago, they match almost the population of the rest of the state. Ah. I am not doing so hot. Did I pick the same car? This thing cannot handle for crap. So yeah, so now we're in like a snow-covered area. I don't know if that's affecting my physics on here or not. I'm playing with my horn more than I'm playing for the other guy. Look at that. Yeah, if I go off the track at all, it messes with the physics of the game. So I'm sure that was realistic back then, but this is not realistic now, and it kind of stinks. Or I'll say this, there's such a contrast between the physics of when you're off the road and when you're on the road that that does not happen in modern games. I could finish 7th out of this race. I do remember this track being a pain. Yeah, look at that. Because you go into this tunnel, you can't see anything. That's the same thing on the PC, too. When you come out of the tunnel, it takes an unexpected turn. I handled that one okay, but this one I'm not going to. I don't know if this is generic music or not in the background. I'm assuming it is, because I don't hear any words, and I haven't recognized any of the songs. But I do like the heavy metal music in the background. It is kind of a retro feel to it, but it doesn't sound like it's that old. It sounds like something somebody could be blaring out to today if they're still a fan of heavy metal. But then again, I've also heard that people have been saying that rock has peaked. It peaked back in the 80s or back in the 70s, and really we're just listening to the same stuff over and over again in terms of rock. And that could be true. If I go back and listen to a rock radio station, I bet you they're still playing AC/DC, Van Halen, all the old bands on there. Some of them will even still play the Eagles, even though I consider that more of light rock. I guess except for their later stuff. I don't know if you guys have been following my thought process, but it's all over the place, kind of like I am on the road here. I actually I was putting together an Apple II GS the other day, which, by the way, spoiler alert, there's going to be a video on the Apple II GS coming sometime soon, because I just got one of those. That one was a donation. There was a friend of mine who asked me if I wanted the Apple II GS, and I'm like, sure. So, but I was hooking that up, and in the back of it, all the wires that are in the back of that thing to get that thing to work, I looked at that and I said, that's probably how my brain is wired. Just a big, giant mess of Christmas tree lights all tangled up together. I remember learning that when I learned about ADD, they told me there was no such thing as ADD. But there is such a thing as ADHD, so they changed it from attention deficit disorder to attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. And I think I'm kind of the exception to that. I think I have ADD, but I don't have the hyperactivity part of it. If I do, I have severe control over it. Because I'm not up out of my chair every 5 seconds. As you can see, I can sit through most of a stream. Gave your friend games back in the day, now you're going to... Ooh, I got another record for this one. I wonder what it is. I went the wrong way, but whatever.
Congratulations. You've got a top 10 time for this track.
Top 10 time, just barely. Look at that, within 8/10 of a second. Nice. Top speed was 160, nowhere near that, but hey, I did better on this one than the last one. That's all the tracks for Need for Speed. And I didn't record the last few of those, so oh well. Ooh. Oh, let's take a look here. Gave your friends games, that's the last one I read. But everyone really does want to rule the world, that is correct. The Vita is a great console. I don't know if you want to use it as a grater, but yes. At least 25 days of paid vacation. I think we can all use that. That's going to be a goal of mine. I need to get up to 25 paid vacation days. Is that on top of holidays as well? PlayStation 5's look is ugly. I don't know. I had that first reaction too, Mr. Tamiya, but PlayStation 4 has style. The PlayStation 4 is a bit more generic. I was a bit disappointed in its design. However, when I saw the PlayStation 3's fat design, that rounded dome on the top, I hated it because I'm like, I can't set anything on top of it. On my PlayStation 2, I didn't have a fancy AV cabinet, so I just set everything on top of it. And I think my cable box at the time sat on top of my PlayStation 2. So when I got the PS3, I had to redo the whole thing. But I had my VCR, my DVD recorder, my PlayStation 3, and my cable box. I had to just sat sitting in a tower on top of each other. So in that case, I was very happy to see the PS4 go back to that kind of a design. But I will tell you this, where I have my modern consoles hooked up, that's not going to fit anywhere. I'm going to have to make room or set that off to the side somewhere, and it's going to look horrible because it's not going to fit in my entertainment center now. Ha! 32 to 36 hour weeks are very common. I've been working around 50 to 60 hours a week each week, getting paid for 40. Well, I guess I'll say this, and that's at one of my jobs. At the other job, I don't work as much, but I'm paid, I'm not paid hourly at that job. I'm paid almost as a contracted employee, where I get paid per student in my class, rather than I get paid a same amount each year. So if I have a bunch of students, I make more money. If I have less students, I make less money. So that's just kind of how that works. But anyway, going back to that, here's a song for the PlayStation 5. That is a good one. Enya, Sail Away. Is that the one where, who can say where you're... Or is that a different one? I know that's an Enya song. It's an original soundtrack. This game actually looks great. It's not bad. By the way, welcome, Damon. I saw you commenting earlier, but I forgot to say hi, so in case I forgot to say something. Christopher, also welcome to the stream. I've read it actually makes people more productive having more downtime. Yes, that's why Google and top tech companies started offering break times during work. Because yes, if you take a break from something, I found this a lot in programming and coding, for sure. Whenever I have to do that for my job, there will be a time I'll set a timer on my phone, and it'll go off every 50 minutes. And when that timer goes off, I will actually get up, and I will walk a lap around the track. It's a high school, so they have a quarter-mile track out there for their PE and athletics. And I'll walk a lap around the track. When I come back, I usually have a fresher perspective on what I'm doing. Or I'll keep working it out in my head instead of sitting there at the keyboard trying to try stuff. I'll actually think through it. So it does help if you have a little bit more downtime. And that's probably why I'm I feel like my own performance myself, this is me evaluating myself, I feel like my own performance can be slipping a little bit just because I haven't been taking a lot of time just to wait. And that's the thing too, I noticed this. When I got my cell phone, how many of us, when you go to the bathroom at work, check email on your cell phone when you go to the bathroom? I'm guilty. I do that. Sometimes, I don't know, I don't think anybody I work with watches this stream, but sometimes I will answer the phone if people call me while I'm in the bathroom. Sorry, I have to be productive when I'm there. Because my thing is, if I miss the call, they're either going to call back or I'm going to miss it and there's going to be something I need to do later on. I'd just rather get through it and get it done. The desk system is set up to benefit the employee as much as the employer. Yeah, that's pretty good. It may seem like that at some times, but I will tell you this. Knowing the history of employment things in America, there are certain things that we have that are good, that are better than they were, and are better than other places. America's still a great place to live, but yeah, there's some things where I really feel like, employees do feel like they obviously benefit more than the employee does. It is what it is. I complain about it sometimes, but at the end of the day, it is a job. I make money. It buys me retro games. So at the end of the day, I'm happy. All right. I was going to stop the stream, but I've already blown past the time, well past the time I was planning on stopping. So why not keep going, right? I'm already not going to get done what I wanted to get done, so it's one of those things where it's procrastination feeds into more procrastination. There's always tomorrow. I actually didn't have a lot of online work to grade tonight. I sent out progress reports early this morning, so I already had everything graded I need to. And I checked right before the stream. I didn't have any other things to do. So let's go ahead and move on to, what do you guys want? Do you guys want another Need for Speed game? Or do you want a different game for the PlayStation 1? Let me know in the comments. I will be right back. And yeah, let me know another Need for Speed game or a different game altogether, but still for the PlayStation 1. Be right back. Oh, I'm back. Checking this out here. Should have checked my phone messages actually I'm out because I started getting a few of those as I was taking a break there. Oops. Ha. That's funny. Siri's reminding me, and this actually does remind me about something as I'm catching up on this stuff. Hang on. All right, now that we've answered that one, I forgot. Oh, before I forget to say something, if there's any of us out there that are watching the stream that are active or past serving military members, tomorrow in the U.S. is Veterans Day, where we honor our veterans, and I did want to take a minute or just a moment, just to say to anyone out there who has served their military faithfully, made their sacrifice for their country, and I will say this for all veterans, not just those of us in the United States, those who served in active combat, those who served in any capacity. I want to say thank you very much for your service. I really appreciate the sacrifice you have made for your country. Obviously, the ones that made the sacrifice for this country made it more so specifically to me, but it does take a type of person. It does take a toll on you. It does show the selfless serving for others. So I do thank everyone out there who was past or active serving member in the military. And another thing, too, is I've heard that a lot of them are avid gamers. So definitely want to make sure we give proper thanks. So thank you very much, everyone. Yep, Roger. Okay, so you are on the stream. I didn't see you there, but I do know I did have your name actually was a little bit in my head when I was thinking that there's someone else, too, who's also a active serving military member. If they want to speak up, if you were in there, definitely happy to give thanks. So hope you have a good Veterans Day tomorrow. And also, if anyone knows any of the restaurants that are giving away free things for veterans tomorrow, restaurants or businesses, put them in the chat. Let our veterans know what's going on for free tomorrow. I did see that was a huge thing about there was apparently a business that wouldn't give a military discount to a veteran or something like that. It was a huge deal because, of course, controversy sells. But I didn't see too much of a preference. I saw anything. I saw Let's Go. For as cool as the USA, I wouldn't live there. Yeah, we'll see that. Next video after TurboGrafx doing a 3DO review. Well, it's not going to be the next video. The 3DO, I don't know if I'll get to that in the 16-bit war because it really should be a next-gen machine. It did come out. I don't know if I'll include it in the 16-bit war, but I do plan on covering it eventually because I did buy some of the stuff. If I can't do a CDI, there we go. If I can't get a functioning CDI before I'm done with the 16-bit reviews, I'll probably do the 3DO. How about that? But that is a good suggestion, Christopher. I will keep that in mind for that. Because I definitely wouldn't have thought of that if you hadn't said that, so good deal. Keep going, dude. Second wind. If you happen to fall asleep, good night, everyone. Hey, Jet Screamer, no problem. I know it's very late for some of you guys, and you guys do a good time to put them there. Yep, the startup sound there. That's why I started that again. PS1 and Saturn. Oh, yeah, the Saturn has a good startup as well. Well, I'm thinking... Yeah, let's do this. We'll save Need for Speed for another time. I'm going to start another game I haven't done on here yet. One of my favorites. How about that? I keep saying, how about that, like the girl, cash me outside, how about that? Third boot screen would be the Sega CD, Mega CD. That's a good one, too. Depending on which one you have. The overseas one sounds different. Yeah, 3DO is a 5th gen machine. I didn't think it fit in because we're in the 4th generation of games now, right? Gonna hit the sack. Hey, Demon Rage, no problem. Thanks for, you were here for a while. Appreciate it. I'm only gonna do maybe a level or two of this one. This is in stark contrast because we were just playing a game that was one of the earlier games, and now we're playing one of the later games that gets more out of the system. Yep. Always a pleasure to be here. No problem. Have a good night, Demon Rage, again. Appreciate it. Appreciate you stopping in and being here for most of the stream. Again, I can't go much longer anyway, because after a while, I get up early in the morning, so I usually go to bed a little bit earlier. Oh, yes. And if you missed the memory card reveal earlier, there's a whole bunch of Abe game saves. I don't know which one If it's Abe's Odyssey or Abe whatever it is, I can't remember what the other one is. Now entering in the world of dragons.
Okay, rolling.
Oh, it's been peaceful here in the Five Worlds, or is it 6? For a dragon's age. We now have 12,000 treasure, or is it 14,000?
What about this Ganasty Gnork character? Now, I understand he's found a magic spell to turn gems into warriors for his cause.
I'll take that question. Nasty Nork is a simple creature. Simple! He has been contained in a remote world and is no threat to the Dragon Kingdom. No threat! Besides, he is ugly. Ugly? That does it!
I like how that's the whole reason why this game
Looks
happens.
like I've got some things to do.
If they wouldn't have insulted him on national television, this game wouldn't have happened. The adventure begins. Not to mention this game's awesome soundtrack. Rescued Nestor.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Free 10 dragons in the artisan world. Then find the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world.
What about Nasty Nork? I'm going after him.
Find dragons first. That's all I
Ganasty
can tell you.
Gnork. Yep, my stream is actually on my end, has been locked up for a while. I wasn't even paying attention. Are we gonna save? Why not? We just rescued a dragon. Let's save a game. By the way, this is the first time I've used this. Oh yes, the analog stick works now. But I do like the D-pad on this one. Extra life. Gotta get all the dragon eggs there, or the dragon gems. Have I roasted any sheep yet? I remember I found it strange that the mascots for these games... Oh yeah, and it's dual shock as well. I just felt a thump when I hit the ground. So let's roll. Which one? Okay, this controls the camera. Which is funny. They had dual analog sticks. They didn't think one of them should control the camera. If I'm right, if I click triangle, does that move the... It does not. Interesting. Oh, I missed. Oh, by the way, I'm not playing this on the PlayStation 2. I'm playing this on the original PlayStation. In case you guys were wondering.
Hey, Spyro, press the jump button twice to glide. And don't be afraid.
Afraid? Of what?
Falling from high mountain peaks? Plummeting into prehistoric glaciers?
Oh, that.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. I don't think there's a fan on the old PlayStation 1. So I've noticed they haven't been the fan noise hasn't kicked up or anything like on the PlayStation 2. Got him. Got him again. Medal of Honor and Medal of Honor Underground can actually use modern FPS controls. Really? I could take a look at that and see about doing that. Whoops, that's not the first level though. I only want to do about the first level of this game, and then we may have to call it quits for tonight. But yeah, if I would have thought about that, I would have had the the games ready to go. We could have done Medal of Honor, or what's another war game that would have been on here? Stone Hill. First game's always a hill, right? In honor of Sonic. I'm trying to think of what other like shooter games would be on here. Contra, Legacy of War. That game's not a very good. That game's not very fun though. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. The last time I played this game was actually on the PS4. It has been a while since I played on the original PlayStation. Oh, there's the sheep. Ram. I don't know why I was like ramming the rams. Oh yeah, and then having the ability to run very fast through the level. Again, this was something that until Spyro the Dragon did this was not commonplace. Good controls. The camera's still a little annoying, but not as bad as Mario 64 in my opinion. But obviously the graphics aren't... I don't think the graphics are as good, per se, as...
When you free a dragon or step on one of their platforms, you're saving your progress. That could be useful if you run into trouble. Not that you ever run into trouble, Spyro.
But I remember until Medal of Honor, I'm shocked, is not still a franchise that is very well recognized today, because Call of Duty pretty much took over after Medal of Honor. But man, that was a franchise that I think everyone played before Call of Duty. Boom. Of course, they have to make their weird noise. Come on. Grab it. Where are we going in here? A whole bunch of textured polygons you just don't see very much anymore. I don't remember what these things look like in the remastered version, but I do remember thinking they looked weird in that remastered version. Okay, so this is the exit.
After you freed all the dragons, pass through this fancy vortex thingamajigger. It'll take you back to the artisan home. But first, let me tell you a story.
No thanks. See ya.
All the voice acting. First video game I ever played. The first one I am told I should remember playing. Not quite sure if I actually remember playing it, as much as being told I remember playing it, but was Pac-Man for the Atari 2600. I am told I was mesmerized by that game back in the day, and I loved playing it. My only excuse to that is I was much younger, so I just didn't know any better. There we go. I'm just going off and getting some gems, too. I thought there was like a hidden place to get through down around here. Maybe not. The first game I remember really enjoying was Super Mario Bros. 3. It's not the first game I played, but definitely a fun time. And I remember playing that the most. Oh. Now I need a sheep. I need to turn a sheep into a butterfly. Alright, so there is a hidden area down here. Oh, one of these guys, eh? Where is it? Is it up here?
Spyro, my friend, how about a hint on gliding?
You bet.
For the longest glide, press the X button at the top of a jump, and try pressing the triangle button to drop down in mid-flight.
I don't remember Speedbusters on PC. Was that a 3D racer or a 2D racer? I keep forgetting you're in a different country as well, so maybe that might not be one that would have caught my radar as that name. Alright, so there we have... I keep wanting to use the other analog stick for that. So if I do... Yep. I just wanted to get out of it. I didn't really want to... There we go. So I'm right one way. Yep. So there's an invisible field. There's one way that'll lead me to the, I guess, dragon egg guy. See, and then he still didn't pick up the gem. There he is. Oh, jeez. So that was taking me towards the cliff. Oh, he turns. I forgot. Hang on. Where'd he go? Oh, he's all the way up there. He didn't quit running. Where'd he go? He is still running that direction? Should I go the other way? I guess I'm gonna go the other way. And now he's already turned the other way. Oh, and I fell off. Alright, I'm not worried about the dragon egg. I hate the fact that they include that in the final battle. I hate that guy. Alright, where's the exit? How do I get out of this level? Anyone remember? I've rescued all the dragons. That's where we're going. Boom. Voice acting adds to the atmosphere? Yes, it does. From 1998. What else we got in here? Got a half-port past the game. Dreamcast called Speedos. Oh, okay. I think I played it on the Dreamcast at one point. Those are just flat polygon shaded models. I think Spyro had textures, but not everyone did in this game.
Where's Nasty Nork? I'll torch him.
Keep your horns on, Spyro! You have much to learn first. Do you know what the dragonfly following you is doing? His name is Sparks, and he's helping and protecting you. Keep an eye on him and see what I mean.
Then save, and I could go behind the waterfall, but I think that's going to do it for today. It's the top of the hour, an hour later than I usually stop streaming, and I'm getting pretty tired. I think I've been streaming for... Has it been 3 hours already? How long has it been? Yep, a little over 3 hours, which is usually about the longest that I usually stream. But anyway, that'll about do it for me. Let's catch up on chat, and then we'll say goodnight, and we'll see you all probably next Tuesday. And I'll let you know what video is coming out on Wednesday. Sorry, on Thursday. Wow, I don't know why I said Wednesday. It's always been Thursday, Tyler. Alright. Same as the bad voice acting on House of the Dead 1, but it was fun. Yes, it was. It's kind of one of those things where voice acting wasn't the biggest thing. I noticed bad voice acting the worst on Final Fantasy X. Remember that thing where they're teaching each other how to laugh and they go, ha, 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 ha. I'm like, okay, that's a little over the top. I can't voice act, but that is bad. Oh, I think I had a pretty good time tonight. We only did, I'll say 2 games for the most part. We played Klonoa, which again, I found out is the most expensive game for the PlayStation 1 that I own. I didn't pay that price. I ended up, they had it listed $200. I got 20% off and I had some store credit. So I ended up getting it for around $140. That's still double the price that I've ever paid for, at least double the price that I've ever paid for a PlayStation 1 game. By far. So it's interesting. It came complete in the box. Interesting game. It's fun. I like it. is it worth upwards of $300? No, it is not. Spyro is also a fun game, much cheaper. Definitely recommend that one. And we did the Need for Speed, which is one of my favorite games from childhood. Usually played on the PC, but it wasn't bad on the PlayStation. That was good for a quick nostalgic thrill, but man, I miss playing that on PC with the steering wheel and pedals. Really miss when that was yeah, just really miss playing it like that. Sometime I should try to see if I can get the PC version up and running, like on a virtual box or something. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. At least that way I can play the extra tracks and the extra cars. So the stuff they added to the special edition that for some reason didn't make it to the PlayStation. Because I'm pretty sure the special edition was out by the time the PlayStation version came out. So I don't know why they couldn't have added that to it. But anyway. Yeah, that's all I got for today. On Thursday, I believe I have the next part in the Ultimate TurboGrafx 16 review coming. We're finally going to look at action games. Action games include... I kind of had to combine some of my subgenres. I split them up more in the Sega Genesis. So... because there were so many more games for the Genesis. I'm only reviewing the North American official released HuCard games for the TurboGrafx, so that very well limits the games that I'm actually going to do, but at least I have access to the full library. So platformers, beat-em-ups, hack and slash, all of those games, some of my favorites and some of the notable ones, I'll be showing on the next Ultimate TurboGrafx 16 review. You know, if I do the 3DO, I got to do a deep dive into it. Maybe I'll do a discovery one where I showcase the fact that I got a 3DO and what games I got, and maybe do an example one. But it's not going to be an ultimate review if I do one now. It's a good idea, Chris. I was kind of thinking of doing that to begin with. It just has been... I have so many other projects already on the burner, and I gotta clear some things off on my plate before I do that. But after the TurboGrafx 16, I do plan to... the next one I was going to do is the Neo Geo AES. So that's part of the 16-bit war, even though it's technically not a 16-bit console. That'll come up in the video as well. Thanks, Mr. Tammy. I appreciate it. You were here for a while. Christopher Lawrence, thank you for joining me as well. Thank you, OXO. Brienne, you were here most of the time. OXO, you were here from before the stream started, so you were here for a while. You were talking about first games. I missed a couple of these on here. 3D Racer by Ubisoft. Get more money fast and true strap. OXO's was Centipede on the 2600. But 2600 Junior, same thing but scaled down version. Yep. I wish I had a 2600 Junior, but since I already have a 2600 and a 7800, I don't feel like I need to get a Junior anymore. And I guess if I go back, I really want to do an Ultimate Atari 2600/7800 review. I want to do something like that to give, since I've learned so much more and I've put a lot more production value into my reviews, I really want to go back and do the Atari and redo the Intellivision now that I have more games for both of those. I'd like to give those a better review. The ColecoVision as well. Atari 5200 is I haven't really collected too many games for them, really. Honestly, I'm just not that much into it. But yeah, appreciate the suggestions. Again, hopefully you guys will enjoy the video that comes out on Thursday. I have a feeling you guys might. It's really diving into some games that I think you guys will enjoy for the TurboGrafx. And then if I don't see you guys then, I'll see you guys on next Tuesday when I do plan to stream again. Don't know when I'm going to stream. I might keep going on the PlayStation one because the PlayStation is... I know a lot of more games for that. Or I could start capturing footage for the TurboGrafx still, for the TurboGrafx CD or the Neo Geo. Whatever. You know, just whatever I feel like streaming that night. I could do a modern system again. I did hear some people were interested in seeing some more Rocket League, so... Have a great night, everyone. I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching, and have a good night. It's not switching.